Oh, yeah.
Give me your love, you can take it away. Either way, I get lost along the way. I get lost along the way. I get lost in your cosmic way. You can give me your love, you can take it away. Either way, I get lost along the way. I get lost along the way. I get lost in your cosmic way. You can give me your love, you can take it away. Either way, I get lost along the way. I get lost along the way. I get lost in your cosmic way. Give me your love, you can take it away. Give me your love, you can take it away.
Yo, welcome, y'all. Let's have fun. Let's have fun, y'all.
Where is the car to set me free? Who is the key to unlock me? I'm in your board game and I'm playing my part. And these are the tales of a broken heart. Who's the feet to set me free? Who is the key to unlock me? I'm in your board game and I'm playing my part. And these are the tales of a broken heart. These are the tales of a broken heart. Tales of a broken heart. Of a broken heart.
Riff Raff, dude. He's a legend, man.
Hold on, let me woosah for a second. Can we pause the live? Can we pause this live, Howard? All right. Let's stop time for 1 second. Give me 1 second.
That's all right, man. Yeah. We're just waiting for Chris, man. Yeah.
Greetings.
Inhale.
Hail. Yo, strength and honor, everyone. The common people of the vast rivers and seas. All the roads are flooded. All my girlfriends are excited for this episode. Shout out to all the low IQ stares. Shout out to AI, friend of the show. So much love, yo. Howard, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Good, dude. I love your chats. I love your energy in the chats. And like, I'm just want to be as cool as you one day, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I don't know a lot, you know, but I know enough to be like, and I'm just asking questions. That's the thing, you know. But yeah,
Bro,
guys, I'm Howard Balderson. I'm Howard Ramberg. I'm an occultist. I am a practicing occultist, but I'm training, I'm learning, and I'm, getting better at this pagan stuff, too. But I think I'm actually a skeptical, like, philosopher, like a classic skeptic, because I just, all these like Kabbalah, I'm like, come on, man, like gematria. I'm like, I believe stuff is real. It's not that. It's just that perception is an illusion, or it's a tool to create. Perception is easily very malleable, right? But it's the thing is, we shouldn't directly believe in anything. Onward.
I love
That's
that.
facts.
Oh, no, that's powerful, man. I'll be honest, Howard. I was thinking earlier, and we were trying to get you on the show. Chris and I, we're the worst at social media, and it's like, how do we get like, and I could already tell how like how much of a blessing you are here on the Ronin experience. If I'm being honest, I would gladly join a Viking raiding party with you, and I would raise my shield for the shield wall with you. And of course, I'm going to be having a peace pipe like tucked in my shield. You know what I mean? We're going to be like next, and I'm going to start sparking because we're holding the shield. We've got the shield wall.
Yeah.
And, but we can still blaze, and you're going to be like, pass the pipe.
Of course,
I got
man.
you.
Yeah.
Boom. And while the
After.
heathens,
Yeah.
heathens versus heathens, we're holding the line. Eventually, we'll get thirsty. We're holding the line. And it's like, bro, they got water. They got a wagon water back there. Let's head back and
Right.
we need a drink, and we head back to we leave
Stuff
our
like that.
post.
Yeah.
Other guys
will. Yeah.
Other guys
Spot on,
will fill our position. Some dork will be like, "Where are you guys going?" And I'd be like, "Shut up, small spear one nut," because the previous battle he got hit with like, speared in one of his nuts, but he's known as small spear. So we head back to the wagon to get some water, and eventually we're like, let's blaze some more. We hit the tree line, and like before you know it, unfortunately our line was broken, and we don't know that the battle's over and that all our people are gone and we're the last two standing. So it's like you and I are like, and everyone thinks we're dead. So we just start
and then people start
traversing
writing stories about us later.
yeah, right. And then we start traversing the land together and going, what's going on? So
What
I would
did we
totally
really
rock with
do,
you on
man?
that
What's
too.
the truth? What's the truth? Let's be real. We should just be real. Yeah. No, 100% what Ronan is spitting right now. No. Yeah.
Yeah,
Check
that was
yourself, guys.
so that's what I was thinking earlier. Yo, shout out to the chat, man. Let's go.
My
Yo, I haven't seen this
it.
homie in a while. Let me see. I'm a son of earth and starry heaven. I am thirsty. Please give me something to drink from the fountain of memory. Lord, that's powerful. Dude, the fountain of memory. I don't know about you
Wow.
guys, but are you having memory like Akashic memories? It's hard to say. You know what I mean? Shout out
That's
Dow.
Memnosine, right? Don't drink from the river of Lethe, but drink from Memnosine. That's like the second river after
What's the
you
first
die,
one?
supposedly.
Say that again, please.
Right, like the river of Lethe, I think that's the river of forgetfulness, and then the river of Memnosine is memory, the river of memory. So when you die, you're really thirsty, and then you go for a long walk, and then you find this river, and then you're really thirsty, So you just drink, and then you forget. But if you continue walking, you find the second river, yeah, which is memory. So you wake up.
How do you know the difference? And also, what if you see a
Right.
loved one on the other side of the river?
Exactly. What's contextual in the afterlife? We're just hearing stories about, oh, when you die, you meet this or this. Like, when you actually go there and you are there, what happens?
Yeah, what?
Yo, what?
What happens? You tell. I
Shout
don't
out,
know.
chat. What happens, man?
We read all the stories. I mean, we
Yeah,
read
yeah.
all the stories, and it's like, yeah, what happens? I don't know. I'm always
That's
sus
real.
on. Oh, by the way, I'm always sus on people that go, "This is definitively what happens," and I know.
Exactly.
I'm always like, "You sure?"
I dodge
You
that.
know, like,
Yeah, it's like oil in water. I'm like, "Ew." I shrink away. I'm like, what? It's
yeah,
always
in
some
that like
angle.
one wager where you go, "Well, I don't believe in this, but I'm gonna hedge my bet," kind of thing. It's like on some
Yeah.
cosmic thing. Yo, real quick. Oh, Chris, hold on. Shout out to the chat, Tommy Rogers. He showed a video earlier on his page. Subscribe to his page of the lunar eclipse. I was sleeping, so he has a P9, Nikon P90. I have one also. I got my P90, and he's showing us the moon eclipse last night. Shout out to Machete. Machete,
Nice.
Yahweh is what's up. Dead Star Sea Girls, greetings all. Greetings all. Yo, yeah. And Ronin, yeah, I'm jamming. Yeah, I'm jamming, baby. We gotta it's fun, like the them people dance for their destruction. They do the dance of destruction, right? But
Right.
dance on its own from the heart and soul is not darkness. It is actually a physical expression that cannot always be put in words. So yeah, we're jamming over here. We're dancing. Let me introduce
Weaving.
the
Weaves,
main
man.
homie.
Let's go.
What's up, Howard?
What's
What's
up, man?
good, brother? Your internet's working fine. Look at that.
Yeah, man.
Looking real nice, real smooth.
Chris was making fun of foreigners earlier.
It's fine because it's like 3 a.m. right now. But
Kelly Boyle.
yeah,
Chris
yeah.
was making fun of.
Dude,
I think
I woke up a little while ago. Thank you, man. I saw. Did you see? I don't know this guy called Reckless Ben or something. He uploaded
What's
a
his
video.
name?
It was pretty crazy. Ben Reckless or Reckless Ben. I don't know the channel, but it was just on my feed, and it had like 9 million views in just a day. And it's basically him like exposing the largest PDF ring in the world, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is this video?
I haven't seen it.
I just subscribed to him and just like saw
Is there
that.
anything we don't already know? We know the pedivores have their, organizations.
But yeah, sorry, I was interrupting you, Chris. I think I was just talking.
Oh no, you're fine, brother. You're fine.
By the way, regardless of what I said, any exposure to those horrendous antics, or I won't even want to say it, those horrendous activities, is good in my opinion.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Silas might join us as well.
Yeah,
we shall see.
I already know. I can see why you watched the Ronin experience because you're already fucking awesome.
Howard's the man.
It's
the first time I've gotten to be on a show though with him because he goes on Ben's sometimes, but I've never been on the same time.
Yeah, we kind of dodged each other. I gave you a wrench. I told Ben to give you a wrench. I think he.
Yeah. I mean, he
just
I think he forgets sometimes, but even like with how many times we're in his chat together, or I'm on his show Tuesday nights, like we just miss each other.
Chris, can you ask the homie from the Web Weaver Spider dudes?
Ben
or
Alan?
But the homie
Alan Marcus.
Yeah, I don't know why I think his first name is Marcus for some reason, but
yeah,
I think he's Marcus Allen. Is that like a famous sports person, Marcus? Running back? I think anyway.
It's like a meme about Alan Marcus Alien.
That's like that's like a running back or something.
A running back from a while. But anyway, can you ask Alan Marcus if he wants to join the Ronin experience and hang out with us?
That'll be awesome. That's cool.
Do you want me to send him a message right now?
Well, I was you can
later on maybe.
Or like next time.
No, bring him in now. I didn't know that was an option.
I don't know if it is. I'll see what he's doing. Let me see.
You're that powerful.
Awesome.
I mean,
yeah, we're powerful tonight, guys.
Yeah.
We need more
Dude,
people.
Howard, Chris is my connection to the outside world, but he also doesn't give 0 Fs to the outside world. So we're both kind of like just,
Yeah.
riding waves, you know what I mean?
Riding waves, man. I have you guys, and then I have like, obviously if something shocking happens in the world, it's gonna be on YouTube or whatever. But I don't
Well, yeah,
follow
you
this
can't.
shit, man.
Yeah.
I gotta know.
Like you can't, like I haven't been researching like earthquakes, but there's such a thing right now. It's
Nepal,
pretty wild.
something happened in Nepal, I think.
Nepal flooding. I watched Nepal flooding vids today. I was like, and I've gone down, doom scrolling of floods before and mud floods.
Right.
It's like freaking nuts, and it's happening all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah, Chris is a hookup, man, and a great crew. And these are our cousins. Ben Balderson's been on the Ronin Experience a couple times. I hope he likes it. And
Wheeling and dealing,
I
you know.
feel like we do maybe rub iron versus iron. That's okay.
No, you guys are good. I think. Well, I think you might have different views on certain things, but like if any, but it's nothing big enough to be an issue ever with, especially with Ben.
Oh yeah, it was funny. The first time he came on, I was so out of sorts that he was okay with it. I was like, shit, did I mess up another Ronin Experience by getting way too faded? Oh, like, darn it, yo. That was a good Ronin Experience, but I got way too faded and I embarrassed everyone. At least
man. Oh man.
Yeah, no, you were fine. You were fine, brother.
Yeah. It's good, man.
And he said he had fun. All right, cool.
There's some great episodes too when you just like get super fucked up, man.
Trying to read the chats to see who said hello. All right, hello everyone who I didn't
What's
say
up,
hi
guys?
to.
Oh, dude, after the last Ronin Experience, I was getting hit with Hindenburg vids and airship vids, and I'm back on airship. I'm back on the airship channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually was getting some too, like, and they were like not just airship vids. I was getting like, well, not just, I guess what would you call the Hindenburg style airships? I was getting like ones that had like old ones with propellers on them and stuff like that were bad. Like every different type you could think of, I was getting after our show.
But you almost had me in doubt, and I'm
so
like,
funny, dude.
the algo has me back on airships being a thing.
It's funny that it did that to both of us.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's how this dystopian technocracy is working, yo. That's why you gotta know thyself. And not just say like, I know we all have heard that a million times, but not just do things like know thyself as in, it's just another cliche. Like,
Exactly, yeah.
where are your original thoughts coming from?
Deeply connect to, if you have deep, true feelings and thoughts, connect to where that comes from. Don't get too caught up in the moment, guys.
Oh, the here and don't like.
Yeah, but like, where does that come from? And then connect deeply with like the truth of, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, guys. I'm trying to figure it out.
That.
But know
Howard,
thyself is very deep.
Where are you located again, Howard?
So I'm in Norway right now.
Shout out Norway.
Shout out Norway.
Oh, Swedes. All my Finnish homies and all my Nori homies are like, we don't like Swedes. I've hung out with a whole cruise of Danes, Finns, and Noris, and they were all
we're cool, man.
And they were like, we don't like the Swedes.
Nah, we don't. We don't like the Swedes.
The Swedes suck.
Do you know why? Because Sweden is like the
Rus?
Yeah, Sweden is like the little brother of Switzerland, right? So Sweden is like the little brother, which is like so they're I don't care.
Yeah, the Swedes have that old school monarchy style, and they chose the New World Order during all the
right.
cleansing.
I think Sweden is pretty hooked into that system, you know. Oh, our king died a couple of days ago.
You guys had a king. What was his name?
King Harold. But I mean, I'm not like, I mean, that family, you know, So I'm Norwegian, and the royal family, they're pretty much hooked up into that system too. They have to be, I'm assuming. The reptilians. I mean, but like, so I don't know. I just heard, but the funny thing is that I just heard about that when it happened. I was like, oh, I had no idea. So I don't pay much attention, guys.
That's interesting.
I didn't even know that there was a king out there still.
Oh, Chris,
Yeah.
bro, the fact that he died is kind of a low-key big deal on the realm keepers of this current regime. That Swedish monarchy, that Norwegian monarchy, they have a monarchy. Everyone, like, nowsers. It ain't some bullshit queens from the UK that act like they're just frontmen. Like, those monarchy cats are like real, you know. Can I play this clip real fast?
Yeah, go ahead. Good.
Howard's internet or Howard's. We're not glitching. It's a Howard thing, man.
Yeah, I think it's a Howard thing.
It's a Howard thing. Roll it.
And I think a part of it's being smart. So many people are just cooked.
Well, I respect your ambition, Willie, but you got to have vision. Now, I run every kind of bitch, every kind of place, and I know one thing. When it comes down on you, you either collectivize or you run like a solitary rat.
If someone on the internet says something and it really hurts and angers you, you're a loser. I don't know what.
So I just wanted to play that clip. Let me see. Oh, Lord, I was going down some Conan.
Oh shit, I was like talking to myself with no mic on. But good old Dylan, friend of the show.
Friend of the show. You guys remember the movie Juice with Tupac?
Juice?
It was like Tupac. You got the juice now. It was.
Did
like
you turn your
Tupac.
volume down out of nowhere?
No.
That was weird. It's weird. Actually, talk now?
Yeah,
No, we're good. We're good. I don't know what that was. Howard, you good?
Howard's struggling. He said he'll be right back.
No problem. No problem.
The movie Juice. You want to watch a replay to maybe jog your memory?
Yeah. It's his only movie, right?
Oh no, Tupac was in a bunch of movies.
Was he?
Tupac was in a movie that
A bunch or two?
A bunch is in like 4.
4. Okay. I
don't
thought
know
yeah.
if that's correct, but I just threw out that number. There's a movie that Tupac was in that even the biggest they're all about thug life. I'm huge. They're like huge Tupac fans, but they never heard of the movie Bullet with Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke was Bullock, and Tupac played a big. He was the antagonist in that movie, and no one ever talks about that movie, even the biggest Tupac fans. So let me play Juice real fast. This was the movie Juice from the 90s. Michael Epps, Tupac.
Yeah, he's in about 5 or 6, 5 maybe, 5 or 6 movies. Yeah.
So check this out.
Yeah, we're closed. No more customers, that's it. Freeze, motherfucker! Turn around! Turn around, hit the wall, quick! Please, don't shoot. Turn around, motherfucker! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Take everything you want. Shut the fuck up! Please, just don't shoot me, that's all. Please don't shoot me, alright? Shut the fuck up! Tell me you're not gonna shoot me. You don't keep quiet. Take your ass to the fucking wall! Shut the fuck up over there! Yeah. All right, let's go! Let's go!
That was intense, guys.
That was
Raheem is dead. Somebody shot him.
You
Look
guys
for-
remember that movie Juice?
I do now. Look for Silas, by the way. He'll be joining in a minute.
All right. So that was the movie Juice with Tupac.
Oh, snap audio. Anyway.
Oh, I know. If you're struggling, it's fine. Yo, so do you want to hear a quick vid about Conan and Hyborian age and Picts and etc. real fast?
Sure. Why not?
You're into it? I was binge watching Hyperborean Conan stuff all week. Like,
Is that what you know, touch yourself to at night? The Conan stuff. It's okay. Just play him.
I gotta,
Howard888.
you gotta finish somehow. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do to finish sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm not saying yes or no. Oh, he's back.
No, I know. I'll be back.
Now we're back. Let's go, man.
All right, let me watch some Hyperborean Pict real quick, bro.
Let's do it.
The author of so real
Oh
fast.
shit, is that Chicago?
Hold on. Hold on. The author of
Think so,
Conan.
man.
He died at like age 30. He only wrote these Conan
Right,
these
there we
Conan
go. Yeah.
stories for like 4
These
years.
horror authors are all named Howard, by the way. I don't know why. I'm also a writer, but I like sci-fi, but I'm not,
Robert
name Howard
Howard,
is like-
Ron Howard.
Howard Lovecraft.
Yeah, but I mean,
Just
this
saying.
dude is right in
busy.
there, aligned with that, and he was very aware, based on his writings, of the some of the past history. Conan was the last Sumerian. He did all this, and he inspired like all those other wizards and sword fighting and
Exactly.
elves and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we play. I also had the last scene of Conan the Barbarian. Let me show the last scene of Conan the Barbarian that you guys have never seen. Check this out. They cut this out. And then I'll show the Hyperborean stuff.
Nice.
I went full nerd this week.
It sounds like it.
That's great, man. I'm a Hyperborean. Have you seen? I think he's called Hyperborean. I forget the channel. He has like Hyperborea Max.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
He has some good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some is,
farewell of the entire film, and it was cut. Why? Hold that thought. The answer connects to everything, including the scene we opened this video with, and to the forbidden footage we're saving for the end. Here is the machine that carved
I thought it
Conan
had it
into
queued up.
pieces. It had 3
I thought I had it queued up for the final scene. This guy's like, we're saving it to the end. Did I not? Oh no, this is part of it. Did I not save it right? Deleted scene.
He's not teasing you, is he?
I think he might have teased me, but I
Did he
I
tease?
thought
I hate it when you do that. When they're like,
Dude.
watch the scene they never showed you, and then you watch nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fucking lie.
I think they're teasing.
Get
the
you every
scene.
time, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're teasing the scene of the scene. Because he has a last convo with Subutai. That was the like archer dude that ran with him. And
I have
he's
no
like,
idea anything about this
"Meet in hell."
lore.
He's like, we'll meet in hell or something. And
Yeah, I don't know the lore as well. I mean,
I didn't have it queued up proper. Welcome to the Ronin experience, everyone. I had a dope.
they're really epic though. Reading like Conan lore, pretty cool.
Oh, their books are sick, dude.
Like Beowulf is kind of like Beowulf. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's listen to this for like one.
There's Chicago. That's what I was talking about. It's like the world. It's like the World's Fair right there.
Yeah.
Savages, barbarians, and civilized nations. Robert E. Howard uses these three cultural types to explore the dynamics of humanity. First, let's take a look at the savage Picts. Now, in this story, the Picts are something that is not what we would conventionally call Pictish in our modern day nomenclature, but he uses the Picts as a meta symbol for what he calls the pre-Aryan people of Europe. Now, after the fall of Atlantis, most of technology was wiped out, and the waves of human cultures that drifted onto the European and Eurasian continent.
Is this the guy you were talking about? Hyperborean knowledge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh.
And there's a podcast with like Barbarian Banter. I think there's a couple of guys with like mustaches that talks about this stuff.
Oh yeah, this is a great vid. You know, it's
But,
based on the writings, but it's totally based on like real hidden history stuff. Obviously, I mean, I feel like we all know that. I'm not.
it's how I said this on Ben's and in one of Ben's shows was like how the best way to not get like deleted is like you hide all these truths in actual fiction. So, you know, Conan the Barbarian is like actually trying to shout in your face, hey guys, we used to be sea people. Hyperborea is very real, you know. It's like
Yeah, I used to see
that was the
Paul.
golden age. I think it was the golden age, and then it collapsed into a silver age. It started as a Hyperborea was as a divine masculine kind of era, and then the silver age was the divine feminine era, and then it collapsed into the Bronze Age, which is the ancient Greeks, and it was divine masculine, but it was all brutality.
Well, it figures that feminine age ended in chaos and destruction.
Of
For
course.
the dudes to come around in the Bronze Age to clean up the mess. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right, but then it fell even further into the Iron Age, the Lead Age, the Middle Age.
Like the tranny age.
Yeah, because and then it became the so it started as like the masculine age, and then the feminine age, and then it was the masculine age, and then we are in the feminine age. It's all messed up, and like the Bronze Age was this like disconnection from the true. I think like Hyperborea was like more like ideal, but then it was I don't know. We became raiders and stuff. Created war, but yeah.
How do you feel about that, Ronin? Where you disappear?
Maybe.
No, I'm here. Yeah. I mean,
But I don't know if I actually believe that though. It's just cool ideas, but
yeah, these are ideas. I mean,
I just wanted to hear Ronin bash on women more on his channel. That is listened to by mostly women, which is hilarious.
They've been effing stuff up pretty dramatically and overtly, and are, you know, where the devil can't go, he sends a woman, they say. And this is where accountability comes in wisdom and knowing thyself, so you don't get caught up and fall for these types of things. And you got to tribe up. You got to have, everyone needs some sort of assistance of some kind. So when you're cut and diverted from the herd, and now you have millions of people divided, a whole bunch of millions of individuals divided, and then somehow attempt to unite in their division it's a fucking mess. Then it's just a bunch of retards together, and you know, hey, you know, feel there's, you know, I mean, and I don't let dudes off the hook either, but it's like you've been under attack. How do you not recognize the opponent trying to kill you, you know, and go, I reject all that inflow, despite the lemmings Lemmings are running off the cliff. You don't sit there and stand in front of them and go, stop, guys, because you'll get ran over. You get out of the way and you go right ahead. There's the cliff, everyone. See ya. And then you go and clean up the mess, I guess, afterwards. But dude, people are gone. People are donezo. They're gone. I was listening, you know, it's funny. I've been watching the fall of New York City, right? And it's like every other day, it's some other vid of the sewers are broken. Now it's flooding. Now it's on fire. Now it's rapey, you know, very, very stabby, right? And it's like, this doesn't, and it's like, I'm just watching it. It's like, all those people are so lost, even the fancy ones, especially.
Yeah, right? Right?
You know?
Right? That's a good point.
And that's all
Especially
over.
the fancy ones, I would say.
Yeah, they're totally gone. And they're the worst of the worst, actually. Their mindset is like hidden, like hidden with empathy, but it's in virtue. But it's quite the opposite. But they're about murdering and voting against their own and being super naive and going against voting in your literal enemy. Those that and that's this is nothing new, but this has been the setup to now. I grew up with one of the homies I grew up with. Now go ahead, Chris.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. I'll go when you're finished.
Just a real quick story as a child. My sister and she married her high school sweetheart, a Polish family, Morawski's. He was the youngest, Mike Morawski, rest in peace, brother. He was the youngest of 11 children, right? He had a matriarchy family. They were Catholic Polish. And I remember one of, and that was my crew, that was my fam, because those people had kids too. So those 11 siblings, listen, some of them died. That's how it works. Some of them got caught up in drugs or whatever, and they died, but some of them were successful. Like, it's like there's like rich ones, there's dead ones, and there's in the middle ones, and that's why you have so many kids. And so they had kids. So one of the girls, she's awesome. When she was like a teenager, she told me she was ashamed of being Polish. And we're all aware of the Polish jokes, you know what I mean? Like, build a submarine and it has a screen door or something. Or like the Polish jokes were how dumb Polish people were. So she was literally ashamed and I try to tell her like, yo, dude, you have no idea. Polish people are freaking powerful, dude. You should be wearing that as a badge of honor. Every Polish person I met has been pretty darn powerful, men and women. The women are beautiful. The men are pretty large and like chill and smart. And
yeah, they're funny. Yeah.
Built and level headed, you know, like
they're like Vikings, you know, kind of. Yeah.
They're like Vikings. So I'm like, this is back in the 90s. I'm like, don't be ashamed of being freaking Polish. There's a reason for that. So I use that as an example. I see
Silas is backstage. Yeah.
So Chris, that was just some random kid experience that I wanted to share. Yo.
Yeah, great, man.
Quite the introduction. I feel like a boxer about to enter the ring.
You're ready. The dojo.
The star has arrived. Whoa. Star of the show. Let's go. There's a sun in his picture.
So. Like fucking camera. How you doing, buddy?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I just awoke from a rather weird and wonderful dream. So yeah. I
love those. Yeah.
Told you guys.
How are you all doing?
We're not doing bad, but what happened in your dream?
Do you think your dreams are your own, or do you think they're being implanted, or do you think they're being spied on, or do you think they're who cares? I'm still just enjoying my dream.
Well, the dream's sort of weird. Whenever I dream, I sort of just assume the role that the dream is sort of pushing on to me, which is strange because in my conscious life, I tend to be more, recalcitrant or resistant. So it's kind of weird. For example, the dream that I had, you know, I just what was it again? I basically went through this door, and I arrived at this other person's house, and they're saying, "Why the hell are you in my house? Why are you here?" And I said, "I don't know. Why am I here? I went through this door here, and I arrived at your house." And anyway, just then, whatever the dream was about, I forget now, actually. But, you know, I assumed the role of whatever the dream was sort of posing to me, which is strange in and of itself, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like what you're saying, is the dream our own? Or is it something that is implanted, or is it something that the mind simply coaxes itself to believe, similar to our reality itself, you know?
You know what? When I'm in running around in similar dreams, and this is more of a question. I don't see my own body. I'm just walking around with, like, you know, my vision.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
Usually, yeah.
And I'm not like, I know, like, especially when I'm going around and you're talking about other people's doors or going down streets or turn left or right, zigging or zagging. I always feel my same size that I am now. I don't feel like I'm a giant. I don't feel like I'm a little dwarf. I feel like I'm just navigating my dream world in my same size, my same, like, not intellect knowledge. And I'm, you know, just trying to figure stuff out. Now, I do have capabilities sometimes, but yeah.
Kind of lucid. You become kind of lucid to a point where you have agency and or awareness, and so that before it was just a dream, now you're there, or so. So before, so it's like platonic forms and stuff, kind of, where the dream substance is this essence, which is like prima materia or something. I don't know. It's just something, but when we are immersed in it, we forget who we are, I think. But then we can, like, grab onto, use our will in some way. But you're raising a great point, Ronan, because it's like Silas, because it's like what is the difference between the dreamer and the dream? Like, yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, Howard, what is your, like, when you're dreaming, the kind of backdrop? Because I know there's probably different ones. Like, I know where it's like one I have, and I'll be quiet. You know, it's like multiple cities / countries merged together, and I'm just, like, walking around. But, like, I have other set pieces, if you will. You know, if I'm going, like, studio to studio, there's other.
You in Mall World, bro?
As an example, what's that,
Mall
Chris?
World, yeah.
You in Mall World?
Yeah, I've been in Mall
probably in
World.
Mall World, dude. You know, but what's your, like, setting, Howard? Sometimes
It's very similar to yours. It's also
really.
it's also how you I can create environment and buildings, sort of, and then walk around in them, but I'm not aware that I'm doing it. But I think or something generates the environment, right? But it's just like I can suddenly walk through and be in a different building that I walked into, and appear outside, and Mall World is very strange, where it's like a cluster of buildings everywhere. And I actually had the first time I had a lucid dream was a couple of years ago now, 3 years ago. And I became lucid, and I was aware that I was on Mars, but it's a Mall World. And I just started to destroy everything. I started to, like, shoot lasers at everything and fly. And I just instinctively destroyed the whole thing. And then I kind of, like,
fly, dude?
stuff. Yeah. And because I was going crazy, because I was realizing that I was in the dream, and I was realizing that this was Mall World and stuff. But I wasn't, when I woke up, this was all confusing, but now I can, like, digest it. So, and I've had dreams where I've been chased by these police, right? They're the police in the dreams, as you were saying. I've had that where I've spent a whole dream where I found this very very interesting temple that was made out of geometry. That was like living Hindu geometry.
Whoa, that's
and then
cool.
and I was walking around in this place. I'll get back to the other thing, but I walked around in that place, and then suddenly these police show up and they chase me out, and then they're like, "You're not supposed to be looking at this stuff, man." I'm like, and I had this, and I was on like a skateboard on my back, just like in a tunnel, and there were cars everywhere above me, and so it was like this anti-gravity cars running around, and I was just on my back, like, underneath cars. I was moving underneath cars, and suddenly I just shifted into the ground, and I escaped.
You're doing loop-de-loops.
Yeah, I was being chased out of this temple and onto a highway, and then I got into these cars and stuff. But all of this is very strange, like artificial kind of mall world. Is like, what is that stuff, man? I'm severely disturbed by these experiences sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck?
Do you have a safe spot to go if you get into a jam?
But yeah, let me stop
ranting.
Before
you answer that, did you guys all see that Mind Unveiled did that long video about dreams today? I didn't know if like everyone saw that, and that's why we're all talking about it. Oh, so neither. Did you see that, Howard?
This is organic, Chris.
No.
Oh, that's real. So Mind Unveiled, that channel that does those super long videos, they just did a dream video today, and it's talking about literally how there's dream police, literally how they're like literally everything you guys. That's why I was like, they had to have seen it.
That's amazing, man.
That's funny.
This stuff is insane, man. Sorry, Ronin, go.
No, I'm gonna watch that tomorrow.
Yeah, me too.
Like that. I'm subscribed to that, dude.
Yeah.
Real quick, Howard, do you have a safe space in your dream world when you get jammed up? And my safe space is I'll literally find water, even if it's like a stream or a river or an ocean. I'll just dive into it and I can like Aquaman my way somewhere else. That's my little weird like corner.
Yeah, you're able to generate your own kind of like domain, like a safe zone space. That's common. I've heard that. I it's like a mind palace.
You have like a place where you go, my dreams are getting a little intense and scary. I'm gonna go to my little like happy
no 100%. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
mental palace. Yeah, I mean,
yes,
my
mind
palace
palace
got a lot of rooms, man. I try
yes, and you can generate an infinite kind of like but I've had them been in the windows, and I'd be like, I go up on the towers and be like, oh, they're down there. They're like, oh, but they can't get in. It's very interesting.
People always chasing me in my dreams.
Dude, lately, over the past 3 years, it's been a lot, dude.
I got people chasing me in my dreams. I'm like, sometimes
I think they're invading the dreams,
so
man.
Passive.
No, but yeah.
No,
Well, they were trying to get into people's dreams for a while with their advertisements and whatnot, but I don't know how well it worked for them because those stories kind of died out, and I haven't heard much about these studies continuing that much.
Chris, we can move on from dreams, but have you accomplished flying in your dream? I haven't yet, so I'll be honest.
When I was young,
jumping super high, but not flying.
When I was younger, I used to lucid dream almost like every night. Nice. It was weird. I had two predictive dreams at one point too, of people dying the night before they died, and then college came and I like stopped dreaming.
Wow.
Until like kind of recently. And now like I have dreams once in a while, but they're never really long enough for me to do much if I'm lucid, and I'm rarely even lucid. But I used to be so lucid that like all I would have to do to wake up is close my eyes. And I would like literally just play out dreams sometimes just because I was wanted to keep sleeping. And I'd become lucid mid-dream of like Michael Myers from Halloween chasing me, trying to murder me. And I knew I was in a dream. And I'm like, well, let me see if I could just outrun them a little longer since I'm bored right now and I just want to keep sleeping. And then if he was coming close to me, I just close my eyes and wake up.
Yeah. Wow.
And I could fly and stuff in some of those dreams and whatnot. It depended how early I became lucid in the dream.
That's a good point.
What about you, Silas?
Yeah, Silas. Hey, Silas. I want.
Yeah, Silas, go.
We know you, Silas. You got a lot of great things happening. You have a lot. You had a. I've been watching all your vids in the last week or two. Like you put out some bangers, and yeah. And I don't know why you come on the Ronin experience, but I know you gotta love it because of the free flow, and I know you like the free flow.
So Silas is my
Yeah,
brother.
man. It's I've got a few videos actually waiting in the wings that I've got to upload as well, but work's been a bit of a killer, so it's
Dude, I
takes
still
me
got that
longer.
video we recorded a long ass time ago that I guess gotta edit together for us too.
Oh, Chris, I'm glad Silas slums it with us on TRE. You know what I mean?
No, no. I actually really enjoyed the discussions we have here. It's just with work, it's like an absolute killer to wake up at 2 a.m. So unless my dreams wake me up, the
Right.
weird dreams, basically, you know, I always sleep through the alarm. You know, I wake up like at maybe 7 in the morning or what have you, and the alarm's been going for like 5 hours. You know. Wake up.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah.
dude, don't get me started if I leave my cell phone in the kitchen and the alarm's going off. I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But dude, you know, I was listening to either homie Armin had a vid earlier, and I really liked what he was saying. He and I, we independently agree with each other a lot on a bunch of stuff in our own way. But he had some good stuff. I'd like Armin to come back.
Yeah, Armin actually has posted several videos recently. They've been really good. In fact, we're having a sort of bit of a disagreement or a confabulation, sort of back and forth right now because we disagree on certain points. But you know, it's good because it allows us, I guess, to philosophically flesh out these
Oh, dude,
ideas.
I
And
love watching two wizards have a slight disagreement on something and watching them work it out. That's my favorite thing. That's better than cops' body cams.
That's a crazy comparison, but yeah.
Yo, it's cosmic body. Anyway, I'm being silly.
Yeah,
but
man.
no, I love watching two wizards work out their ideas in that type of feng shui type of way.
Yeah,
And I observe, and I'm enjoying, you know, that exchange, that type of exchange.
Yeah, I've got a video also going up on that Jason Arday story, and it's tie-in with the ritual of the substitute king, and how I see a connection there. So I'll sort of pose that idea in the video, and yeah, there's a couple of others. A lot of the videos that have coming out are effectively on managerialism and things such as that, and the managerial midwit, because the job that I'm working on right now, I mean,
Oh,
man,
Chris,
it's
I've been
full
talking
of
about midwits, dude.
You have been talking about midwits.
There you go, another synchro-mystic connection there.
Yeah. Are we
Hey, pull up that comment.
Are we
something about
being influenced somehow, Silas, in similar ways, or are we just organically coming up with similar thingies? Observation.
Synchronicity, bro.
Sync up.
Sorry, what's that, Balderson?
No, I was just saying there's an interesting comment in the comment section about like I had a visitor in a dream.
Oh, I was
It was like
reading
a
that.
wizard. It was like a wizard with a staff.
The dark shadow man. Is that the shadow, or what's the myth of there's a dark figure with a big hat in people's dreams?
I can't tell if that's a joke or not, though.
I've had shadow people
that he would repeat monkey
in my dreams.
Dude, I've been in casinos playing mini baccarat. I'm the only Wilo, and it's all Chinese folk with cash playing, and they're like monkey, you know. And I turn so Chinese. I'm Chinese at that point. So when I hear monkey, it's like their chant. That's their thing of luck, good luck. And since
Yeah.
I'm a Wilo and I'm joining in their chants. I'm like, well, you know, so we're all sweaty and trying to make our money back. Like monkey, monkey, monkey. And then if it works, we high five. So I like the monkey comment. I don't know if I don't think he's joking.
Monkey is related to luck, I believe, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luck.
Do you have so what's the myth of that dark man in people's dreams? Because it sounds like this person's having that visitor, if you will. Or
this one sounds like the managerial class version of a shadow person.
So, yeah. I had an experience where I saw a shadow person when I was awake. And then I had a dream where I basically OD'd on like what was that oil? That's like CBD oil.
Mm-hmm.
I took basically too much you take it under your tongue, right? So basically, long story short, I start lapsing in and out of like dreaming, and I wake up in the room very lucid. But it's just it's a dream, but it's exactly, so I'm like confused where I am. Because I wake up in the room, and when I wake up, I see these 3 very tall shadow beings, humanoids, but they're just like pillars. They don't have any arms or features. They're just tall. They have like, and okay, so, and details. So there are like shadow children running through the bed, clipping through the bed and clipping through me as I'm lying in, because I'm waking up in this dream. In bed, and I'm in the room, right? And I stare ahead of me at these 3 beings. So it repeats like that, where I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck? And I go back to sleep, and it happens 3 times. And then when I finally wake up again, I'm like, I have to get out of here. And so I physically, or something happens when the last dream I have, the last dream is like I wake up and I'm becoming lucid in the dream. So I leave the room in the dream. But I go downstairs, and there's like a huge shadow splatter with a face on the wall, a demonic face above me on this, as I'm walking down the stairs to this other room, which I'm doing in the dream. And I go into this room, and as I'm taking this is like a horror story, ghost story, but like as I take the door handle to open the door and go into this room to find a bed and finally sleep, I turn around because I feel like something behind me, and there's a little girl, and she's just like a normal girl, but she's dead. There's something wrong. So I just like turn around, walk into the room, and I collapse on the bed. That is when I wake up upstairs, and I'm like, I'm over this, and I go downstairs and I sleep downstairs, and then then it's over. But that's a crazy experience. But it was just as I was caught in this loop, and there was just these shadow beings there. I don't know what they were doing, but they weren't like attacking me.
I've also seen only once, and I must have been, I think I was maybe 9 or 10, something like that, and we were in this house, and this isn't a dream, this is reality. We're in this house, but this house was very, very creepy. It's probably one of the only houses that, I could, oh, pardon me, that's actually my alarm there. It's the only house that I could firmly say was, there was something paranormal with it, right? Many weird experiences. The whole family experienced weird, weird dreams, weird visions, weird, my mother, for example, she's always been a bit more sensitive to these types of, things. She's also rhesus negative and that as well. I don't know if that has something to do with that. But anyway, she saw the old woman who died in the house prior to us. She saw her in the an apparition in the mirror, right? And she had also weird dreams regarding her and her late husband. So very, very strange. Now, my mother had never met this woman before, and she actually described this woman to the neighbor across the road who'd been there for 10 years prior. And she says, "Oh wow, did you know her? Did you know the previous inhabitant of the house?" My mother says, "No, I think I've probably seen her ghost." Well, anyway, and this was perhaps the last 2 months of being in this house because we quickly moved from it for obvious reasons. But I woke up and I was, when you're in between those states of dreaming and conscious reality. And right at the door, peering round the door, was this shadow being. And it had that sort of trilby hat, the hat man, and then it ran away. Now, interestingly, I rarely have those types of sleep paralysis episodes or things like that. So this was very uncommon. My brother, to this day, it almost happens every 6 months or so. He will see the night hag, and he'll go through sleep paralysis. In fact,
shit!
We've made a sort of joke out of it. I'm like, is your girl coming?
Dude, Chris, that's just
I've never met her. I'm so lucky, dude. I'm thankful.
He is terrified of it.
Chris,
I don't want to
we
meet
were
her.
watching something Bay. It was like where it was a bay and
Widow's Bay.
What?
The Widow's Bay, right?
Widow's Bay, and they had the witch hag in there, dude.
Yeah.
And your brother's breathe. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I had some this happen to me. Oh, go ahead, finish that.
Well, I was just going to say he actually started looking into this, and this is cross-cultural, and it goes all the way back to figures like Ereshkigal Gal in Sumeria, the
Baba Yaga.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so this is seen almost the same figure all across the world. It's very peculiar. Sorry, Chris.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I think I told you about this. I even probably talked about it on here, this show a few times. The 2 times that I had the shadow experience or shadow figure experience with the sleep paralysis, where I had woken up at my last apartment before I moved in here with Maggie, and there was I'm awake and I can't move, but luckily I know what's happening because I've read about this. I've seen documentaries, and this shadowy, just a silhouette of like an old looking woman with straggly hair comes out from the wall around to the bed and starts trying to slam my face into the pillow, and I willed myself to just kick and break the paralysis, and when I did, she was gone.
Yeah,
or it was gone. And in my head, I'm like, don't be afraid. It's probably a hypnagogic hallucination. Just think that, even if it's not that, because that's what they say it is. And if you show fear, it usually gets worse. You know all the stories. So, yeah.
I've kind of learned in a strange way.
Knowledge is power.
Jujitsuing, I'll jujitsu some bad vibes sometimes. In my own way, in my own dream way, you know what I mean? But I'm not saying I'm 100%, but I'm saying 90% I can feng shui, Lenny.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can fight archons, dude. I mean, I've met archons and been like, okay, these archons are tough and they're intense. They always chase you like a laser, and they're very intense. But I can conjure some concept that I can trap them in. I can trap them in concepts and abstractly but I have to, but they're really fast. So, and this sounds very, very strange, guys. Very strange.
No, and I have to say I was awake, so it was weird, because it is weird being awake and seeing something and not being able to move, and it's and I was very awake at one by the end of it.
Different experience.
And then the second time this happened, it was a little different. I mean, there was a period of a month or 2 where I was feeling myself falling into a sleep paralysis every once in a while, and luckily I was with Maggie the other 2 times it was happening when I was trying to sleep or awake, and I was like, I can't move. You need to help me, shake me, and wake me up, because I'm not trying to see this goddamn.
Do you have any cats?
Well, here we do. I didn't have them at my other place.
I got you. Okay.
So I was able to break the paralysis those times. But the second time something weird happened at my old apartment, it was right after this first dream, like a week or two, or not first dream, this first episode of the sleep paralysis, a week or two later. But this time it's a dream, and I'm seeing this woman. I think it's a woman jumping across the building rooftops, and I start yelling "witch" at her for some reason. Like witch, yeah, witch. I don't know why. It's like like I'm in the witch trials or something. And she jumps down, and she's like in this weird like gargoyle like hunched position, staring at me. And this time she's not a shadow. It's like she's can't see her face because her hair's covering her face. And I see it's just like she's wearing just something long. Can't make any other features out, but it's like less of a shadow. So I'm paralyzed in my dream now. And I'm lucid in my dream and paralyzed in my dream and seeing a more materialized shadow figure that looked very similar with the straggly hair, but her hair is blocking her face. And I can't move. And I'm just like, I'm gonna have to fucking jump at this jump at this bitch.
Like,
so I jumped.
Barely do anything. Yeah.
I jumped at her in the dream, and then I actually woke up mid jumping out of my bed, and I hit the floor, and what's weird is I only had 2 or 3 feet next to my bed where I could have landed. That wouldn't have been like my desk or a chair or a wall, because my room was so tiny. I had a studio apartment, and I jumped in like the one spot. There was nothing. So I lunged right, it was like, it had to be like a 35-degree lunge. But
Wait,
I mean,
I think I heard you
I probably told this story to, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I
it hasn't
remember
happened.
when you landed that part, yeah.
Yeah, the hitting the ground actually woke me up.
Instinct.
But after that, it never
I
happened
think
again.
landing in that spot is, when you landed in that spot, that's like, there could be some precognition. I think all of us have precognition to some extent, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
I think
Am I
that
lagging out by
all they have is fear is a great comment, but it's a blessing in a way to identify our fears. Like, we don't live in a delusion and go, got zilcho fears ever about anything. It's like, bro, I grew up, I saw the movie Jaws, right? Like, if you don't think I'm out when I'm past certain breakers in the ocean, I'm not fear stricken with Jaws movie clips. But I agree, but I mean, I think it's great for identifying those fears and shining a light on them, and we work on them. I know from my dreams have changed over the decades, right? So I've conquered one fear after another, and there's still a couple lingering fears. I'm not a perfect being. That's a good dojo to work them out.
You see, I always had this thing with with this female dark, I can't see, shadowy, like flying demon thing in nightmares when I was since I was a kid.
I think it's like an astral species that basically conceptually shapeshifts as females with long dark hair in front of their face or something. It's that like they're just astral parasites, kind of being masquerading and shit like that.
And for a long time,
but it's part of an actual species. I think that's kind of tangible in a sense, where it only takes the form of women like that, which another species might appear as a shadow man with a hat, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And real quick, shout out to slowing down time when you want to embrace slow down time if you need to. Go ahead, Chris.
And I was just gonna say, like, the one thing that's funny is that every time, even when I had dreams when I was younger and they were of that, it would always do the same thing where it would slam my face like into the bed, and I would wake up and my face would hurt, like I actually just got whacked in the face, like someone just went boom. And I probably was, but after that last, after this last one, I never had another one again. But and even before the first like a sleep paralysis episode, which happened in like 2021-ish, I hadn't had a dream with any sort of entity in it since I was probably like 11. So it was a huge period.
Oh, go ahead, Silas, please. Crush.
My brother, the way he sort of views and
Oh, real quick, Silas, if I may. This has been the most revealing tray we've had so far. We're revealing
Great
dark
tray, guys. The
secrets.
best, dude. This is the best.
Go ahead, Silas. Please, I'll be quiet.
yeah, we're getting into everyone's psychology here. But yeah,
Right?
like, yeah, the yeah, he views this shadow. Pardon me, not shit. This night hag. He says that when it looks very. Has anyone ever seen that movie Insidious?
Yeah,
it's very similar, like the smile, because he says she will walk over.
I will literally, if this ever happened, I know Maggie's gonna do this to me. She's gonna wake me up like in a black dress in the middle of the night, like just freaky something on, like makeup, and scare the shit out of me. Because like that nun movie and the night hag, they are like terrifying images.
Well, this is the weird thing. She wears a white dress and she's got like this sort of veil, but it's it's long robes. You can't even make out. There's no distinction of form with her.
That's what happened with me in that one dream, the one I was just talking about. When I jumped out of bed, it was white. It was actually a white, but I couldn't distinguish. I couldn't distinguish anything else. It almost was like a long. It was actually escaped an insane asylum. So I was kind of thinking in my head.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's what he says. He says that she has long, greasy, bedraggled hair that covers her face until she sort of stumbles and walks in a sort of zombified manner to the bed, and then she looks down at him, my brother, and obviously my brother, his eyes are, because his wife can't even wake him up. It's like he's screaming and she's like shaking him, and he's like, his eyes are like playing a game of Pong or something, darting across his field of vision. And he says she looks down at him and she has this crazy predatory grin, like an unnatural smile. That goes from cheek to cheek.
I didn't even
That's
let
when
it get
she
that far.
unhinges her jaw and swallows you, like a snake or something.
Well, interestingly, one time she actually attacked. Usually she doesn't touch him, but she attacked him this time, and it wasn't really an attack. It was more she put weight on his chest or something like that, and then he woke up and he's like, "Damn, Jesus," like he'd been hit by a car. I keep saying to him, I'm like, dude, she must be into you. You should get her number, She keeps visiting you. We have a joke about it, but no, it is terrifying. My high school buddy also had a similar thing. I was sleeping over at his house. And there was another dude there, and we're in sleeping bags, and we're all in the room, and he just like wakes up. It's like a cartoon, like Frankenstein. Like just the upper half came up, and then he just starts screaming. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I almost shat a brick, as we say in Scotland. And oh no, it was terrifying. But yeah, I've never experienced this much, so I can't relate. So I make a joke about it, but I'm sure it is absolutely horrendous,
I mean, I'm happy I never saw that grin or anything like that. I just got to I feel like I attacked too quickly, so I didn't get it. And then it just stopped. Yeah, the one time I ever had any sort of vision of, aside from a shadow or a silhouette.
Don't you dare grin at me or I'll lunge at you.
Yes, she wants to sit on your chest. I think it's
that's
to do with your
when I was actually paralyzed and awake the first time. At first, I felt the pressure on my chest. While it was weird because it was almost like she was pushing on my chest, but she wasn't next to me yet, but she was coming at my face.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's more like the paralysis kind of. I honestly
Yeah,
think that's
yeah.
what the chest thing is.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. That was the only time I ever had that bad. But another weird thing about since I moved out here, a lot of like Maggie does this. My two exes out here, both of them, all of them talk in their sleep.
I used to do that when I was a kid, apparently, but I don't do. Yeah, I've never done that.
Never had that ever
Yeah.
happen with anyone I know until I moved out to California.
And walking in my sleep too, I did, but I stopped doing it after I was 10. I think I was talking in my sleep and doing that stuff. But yeah, never. Yeah.
And it's
Not
like
that
it's like they're having a conversation. She's like, it's like Maggie said. Maggie doesn't do it much anymore, but she used to have like conversations
What
almost in.
What would she converse about? What were the topics?
Sometimes it was just like I couldn't even really understand it. Like it was like almost like a different language. But then other times it was like English to where she'd just be laughing, and then I'd be like, "Who are you talking to?" And she'd be like, Don't worry about it. And she'd go back to like mumbling in tongues to this person, and she'd be like, it's so. I was like, what the? And it hasn't happened in a while since I moved in. Pretty much stopped, but yeah, it was weird enough to where I was like starting to write notes sometimes when it would happen just to tell her.
Maybe she's a cyborg and it's biodigital convergence, and she's
well, that's the thing of it.
Media.
It's not just it's everyone who I've ever met out here.
That is strange. That's very strange.
Hey Chris, it's like, bitch, are you cheating on me in your dreams? Oh, no.
No, it's not like that. The thing is, it's like sometimes
chicks in the ethereal or the material.
See, the thing is, the majority of the time, they're like, it seems like they're terrified. That's what's really weird and creepy. It's like they're like, no.
Yeah, that's weird.
So it's like, what? What's going on? Are you okay? And then they don't even know what I'm talking about when I wake them up.
Do you notice that with dreams, it appears as though all of the emotions that are expressed within it or coaxed within it are very extreme. They're either that of elation from, derived from freedom or liberation. One is flying, one is lucid, one is engaged in all of these paradisical acts, paradise to oneself. Or, of course, it's of absolutely gut-wrenching fear. There's no in between. There's no, if you will, on Midgard or in Midgard. There's no middle between the two. It's these polarities that are being constantly coaxed in the dream.
Yeah, let's go esoteric, man. Be right back for 2 minutes.
No problem.
What he says, let's go esoteric, and then he leaves.
I know.
It's the most esoteric thing.
Yeah.
You guys
Hanging
take
out.
it. You guys take the ball to some super advanced levels. I'll be back.
Did any of you guys ever watch that documentary that was on Netflix about sleep paralysis and shadow people that they used to have up?
I believe I did actually. Yeah.
The one where the kids are like so terrified to fall asleep. It's like they're popping Adderall, and some of the stories they tell are like really interesting. Like the one person had fallen asleep next to her friend or someone she knew, and there's something with a cat and these shadow people that people see sometimes, and the person who was with her had a dream about a cat, like the same cat. Like she woke up, said I had the weirdest dream, described the cat, and the other girl had just described that to the camera, and that's what she had seen with the shadow person.
Real fast to Silas, hold on.
That's okay.
And I'm sorry. Shout out to Machete. I mean, I like where she said, like, hey man, she has people that just has ghosts in the house and they just live together and they all figure it out. But go ahead, Silas. It's kind of weird to have that symbiotic relationship. Like, hey, you're gonna play open and close the cabinet. Can you do me a favor and finish with closed on the cabinet? I would appreciate that, ghost. Thank you. Yeah.
That would be good actually. But what's weird, so the areas where my mother and father have lived, in fact, this area that I'm in right now, even the place that house that I was in where I had this strange experience, all of those areas have been, the sites of well, for example, that house where I saw the shadow person, there was an ice rink there. And I think about 100 or so years back, whenever it was, in the late 19th, early 20th century, basically a load of kids fell through the ice and drowned, right? So like there's an imprint there of death. The other place where the story I'm about to recount here was the site of where they burned all the witches. This was literally where their house...
As they should. As they should.
Well, to keep the night hag away, perhaps, but the cosmic burning of the witches, maybe. But
well, see, my theory is the witches actually burnt the non-witches. That's what I think happened.
Oh yes.
No,
I never thought of that.
Chris.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they show in the few TV shows I've ever watched about the dramas and about the witch burnings. It's always like winds up being actual witches burning the non-witches.
Well, you've blown my mind there. Actually, I wasn't even aware of that. But yeah, but in that area,
Don't forget the pretend. Sorry, Silas.
No,
don't
okay.
forget the pretend burnings of whatever they called them, ISIS, Syria, of like we're lighting a match and it goes in the gas into a guy in a cage and it's supposed to burning him on fire. Don't forget those pretend theater acts. So when we talk about burning witches, could possibly be just recited pretend scripts, perhaps.
Yeah.
Stage stuff. I just want to throw that out there. But
Yeah.
Let me mute my mic, Silas. I just want,
psychodramas, bro. Psychodramas.
Bam. There. I hate when I talk so much. All I need to do is just say psychodramas.
Yeah, you're good, man.
No, it did. No. Hey, bro, life isn't economical. That's the whole point. Expenditure through frenzy. But yeah, this area, it's like they would always have electrical blackouts and things like that. Like the electricity would just go out, like almost like EMP-like effects. And anyway, it seemed to be emanating from the house that my mother and father chose, as misfortune has it. And anyway, they would have very peculiar experiences, and I mean paranormal, but aggressively paranormal stuff. Things would be flying out of cupboards, and no one was levitating quite yet, but things were going bump in the night.
And some brownies, some knockers.
No night hags and things like that. No. But there was they had this dream, and it was really peculiar. Same night. So my father had a dream that this same night hag type character, that she was levitating, and the same weird grin. And he's like, what the hell is going on? But obviously my father is so tired, he's just like, forget it, and goes back to sleep. However that works in the dream. My mother, in her dream, lucidly...
That's just perfect. Imagine being like...
Did Howard just freeze?
I think he froze.
I think I'm breaking up, maybe.
Oh, you froze. You froze there.
Did you hear me, or was I breaking?
No, you says imagine.
Yeah.
And then you froze.
Yeah, so imagine being like just a Chad. You just see the most horrifying thing ever, and you're just like, nah, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Like fuck this. Like, that's the best reaction to have. Like, I kind of like, but honestly, like, you have to weaponize that. Like, if you encounter these beings, you just have to. This is the shamanic thing where you just like people like Franklin Bush Whisperer, shout out. he goes to haunted houses and he sits in them.
Oh,
Not like regularly, but he has done that, and where he like meets these entities, and you just like have no fear because you just understand fundamental esoteric stuff. So
know, right?
they're not afraid, and then they react with this interesting thing where when they're unable to scare you, they're like, oh, fuck me, dude. Like they
Well,
have no power, dude.
Howard, I had a recent experience where I was in a mystical part of the forest, and literally, I'm not even talking silly. I mean, like actually, and it was because they had a recent fire. So this was 4 years after the fire. So a very young, mystical, mischievous forest. And I'm taking mushrooms, and I have a great spot. And there were so many, what I would say, entities running around this forest. They didn't F with me. They tried. I said, "What's up? We're good," and move along. But they really attacked my friend. Right?
Yeah.
He got annihilated, and because
100%.
So
you kill them by killing their weapon, which is fear, which is not really a weapon or anything. Fear is perceptional. Okay, so fear is like, what is fear? It's deeper than perception, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, no.
No, please keep going. All I wanted to say was I recognized him. I was like, I identify you, dog. I identify you. I identified you, and we're, anyway. Please, Howard, continue, my friend.
Exactly. Like once you identify all of them, you find out the ones that wants to scare you. Like, but sometimes you meet like gnomes and shit that they want to scare you, so they turn into goblins. You can be horrified at that, but they don't have evil intentions.
What a bunch of a-holes.
So there's a lot of trickster beings that are like want to test you.
Is what I was talking about in that young forest. They were very trickery-sters.
Yes, those are different from parasites, I would say, right? Because they want to actually teach you. They want to teach you some. They want to test you by tricking you, by making your ego a bit like. So scaring you is fine.
Do we have,
they look terrifying. No, honestly, they might try to scare you, but they're not.
Howard, check this out. Do we have one of those entities in the chat right now? He's like, I don't know this cat. He's like, is this real? Send me the link. Can I join? I'm about to annihilate the and bring the most realness, but we don't know this guy. Is this one of those forest trickster types?
Is it the night hag?
Dude, say the password. I'll tell you what. P81OP. It just has op agent all over it. Am I being paranoid?
P8010PO. P81OPO. I can't. P81. What is it supposed to say? I'm trying to see what the.
What's the most important thing you have to say right now? You have to you think this is the Ronin experience. It's very powerful.
It's really aggressive. Peyton.
Something awesome.
Oh, it's a chick.
Are you a robot hybrid? Say something awesome right now.
Let's go.
I think that's a chick.
It's a girl, you think?
Peyton? Unless it's Peyton Manning.
Peyton.
It's an Asian chick. No, he's a man.
I was going to say, isn't Peyton a male name?
Peyton with Peyton.
I was like, maybe it's an American thing.
Well, I was saying like Peyton. It's both. It could be either.
See, I'm saying how aggressive. Look, they're being sensitive right now. See, like we don't talk like that here. Like you never heard us.
They're playing around. They're being cool. He laughed.
We're all funny here.
Maybe they'll be our new best friend.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I've become best friends with some people.
Best friends, man. No, really.
I was gonna to mention as well that there's a Greg Reese video that he recently uploaded, and what was it called again? Yeah, I'll get the. He basically goes into dreams and the interdimensional nature of reality. I found this quite interesting.
The nature of reality, we are not live right now. This is a recollection. You are repeating multiple waves of the timeline. it's hard for me to say if you're live or not. Are you live? You tell me. I don't
It's a
know. Answer your own
retrocausal
question.
live, man. It's a retrocausal live.
It's interesting now that there's two people saying the same thing. Now I'm getting a little much. I'm feeling a little oppy about it.
I get oppy vibes, but I'm paranoid as.
Especially if you read that name backwards, it's op.
But go ahead, Silas. Dude, Silas was gonna crush. He's gonna crush.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
basically,
are we live or not? How many ripples of time are we in? Dude, in another.
I'm bringing the chaos tonight, guys. We're all
And
like,
sorry,
it's all
Silas. Sorry, brother.
crazy chaos.
Silas keeps getting cut off so much.
no, dude, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Professional. We'd be the news in another multiverse, like
highly professional.
So professional with ties and shit and suits and shit.
We're reaching back from an end time that's already established itself to bring you the news. There you go.
Who looks Jewish here?
I think it might be me. The sun, and it's
maybe,
Noah's
yeah, the Irish
suspect.
The Irish Jew. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You know?
There's druids here. There's druids here. There's druids.
Let's
and
go.
You may know them as Brew, and you may know them as the goddess Gaia. Hey, Brew. Hey, Drew. So you may perhaps have some druids here, but these are not, in my opinion, LARPing. Last 100 years changing, bringing it back, converted, translated, quote unquote, modern Hebrew. On some shit. They just made that shit up and all that. Not them. No, you ain't got that. But who knows? It's hard to know where our which trees root for us. I know most trees root for us, in my opinion. But what's the Huguenots? Knots, emphasis on knots. Look into the Hugh, the Jew. Good knots, ain't so knots. Just like the rest of the knots. Yeah, anyway.
Yep. I think we should let Silas proceed. And
oh my gosh, I hate cutting off. So let me be quiet.
Oh, dude, it's okay. Don't worry, man. No, I was just gonna say with that video, it's he brings in like the Sephirotic tree, and he states that the reason we dream certain things is because, and by the way, Mark Twain gets into this right at the end of The Mysterious Stranger, where he discusses effectively that all reality is an illusion. Because even in the dream, in one's dream, I don't know if anyone's ever felt this. Of course, if you've been lucid, you certainly have, where reality in the dream feels tangible. Yeah, it's of course purely imaginal. So this is very strange. This brings some very strange conclusions regarding our own reality, right? And I'm not necessarily saying we should look at reality as not being tangible or inconsequential, but perhaps there's something deeper to it, you know. And he basically states that, like everything derives from the Keter downwards, or the crown downwards, and in this sort of cascadance of manifestation, it's the same thing with dreams, you know. Dreams within dreams, wheels within wheels, toroids within toroids. So it's that basically what's going on there is it's like a cascade of causation. So the reason these things would feed on us, or the reason these things perhaps are powerless without, you know, sort of wrapping us up in emotion, is because the causation itself is it's born of negation, it's born of chaos, it's born of disparity. So it's born of taking away something, if you will, sort of negating something. That negation, that sort of void that's created, has to be has to be filled through exchange. Exactly.
Transmuted.
So, yeah, I think something like that's going on, perhaps.
Well, it's almost like it reminds me of the ferryman. It's like to get to limbo. He
states he brings in Tibetan Buddhism, talks about the bardo. So like the dream itself is the bardo of dreams is functionally identical to the bardo of death.
Mm-hmm.
Because within the dream, fundamental, unless someone's lucid, right? I've only been lucid several times, not many. In fact, recently I had this crazy dream where I was lucid, and I was sort of freaking out, you know, because I don't think in those astral realms your ego is meant to, you know, sort of you're not meant to bring in your ego into those realms. I think something else. You have to inhabit something else, if that makes sense. But still remain lucid. Perhaps I don't have the skill in that department, but
well, it is something without description. I think you can't really. It's not, that's the intangible part, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Which you might, but we can't. It's like God, right? God is outside of existence. So, is it just God? But it's all of these esoteric processes. But it's like there's always some unknown kind of mover. But since we're talking about dreams, or specifically what you were talking about, Silas, like
I love this convo, by the way.
what was I had something on that, but like anyway it escaped me. But
there is an interesting video Danny Mindley just did on dreams in the astral, and
that's what it was.
I mean, eventually it starts looking like this.
Your ego, like you can't take your ego directly into these spaces. There has to be some sort of other.
Well, see, his argument is that the astral is starting to look like it might be like the eighth sphere, like an artificial construct that we're meant to eventually get trapped in. Like, and he's like, it's like a joke. Like, don't stop fucking with the astral at this point.
There's traps out here, yeah.
And I mean, it's funny because I'm pretty sure Steiner said the astral was not somewhere you should be hanging out. Like, he was like, get to the etheric and build your etheric body for like after you die or whatever, but don't hang out in that astral in between. I mean, I'm not one to be doing this dream work. That I don't really do that. It's difficult to do it in the first place. But
it leads into deeper. I mean, sheesh. To get your wizard on, one thing is like, I mean, it depends on. There's levels. If you want to put some obsidian type of bowl, perhaps.
I wouldn't do that.
Get a really good stone.
I wouldn't do that.
That can absorb any sort of
absorb your energy.
Negative cats trying to get up in your shit.
Oh, as long as you're not looking into it, yeah, maybe.
No, I don't want to see what you got going on.
No, I'm saying you shouldn't be looking into the obsidian, but as long as you're not looking into it. Ken Wheeler has some videos on that. Silas Silas probably remembers better than me as to what he says it's like a superconductor or something like that, and it dilutes your soul. Right? Is that what he says?
If I recall correctly, the video, yeah, I think I've seen it. I've almost certainly seen it.
Which, I mean, that's why everyone who does that sort of scrying eventually goes like mad or something bad happens to them.
It was the same with the Aztec or Nahuatl religion in the civilization en masse. They also went insane. Similarly, we are sort of speedrunning this right now with data centers. Which is, the sort of black boxes and obsidian and all of this. Yeah, exactly.
Bro, I've got so many data centers I'm battling here locally. It's not even fun.
No, we're the same. We're starting to get like crazy amounts here, and it messes with all the water as well. Which is crazy because me and Eros have been talking about the historicity of Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings. and perhaps being
I've been listening to that. That's amazing, man.
I need to get on a show with you guys, but you guys always do them so early.
Frick, I missed that
There's
one.
so
I
much for
can nerd
Tolkien, man.
out on
Tolkien
some
is
Tolkien. Oh, that's my shit. I missed that one. I gotta, and I see you in Aros. Who's Aros, man? I've listened to you guys talk. What's he about?
He's a dude out of Idaho. Actually, I think
where?
Idaho.
Oh,
Sorry, my Scots accent.
That syncs with the Idaho 4 thing I've been looking into.
Yeah, so he's from Idaho. Well, originally I believe he's from out west. You know, probably where in and around where you
He has a
now.
weird accent. He sounds a bit like Giorgiani.
Yeah, that's why I thought he was like something else. But shout out Idaho. I respect all people in Idaho. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
The Idahoan Giorgiani. That's what we shall call him. That shall be his eponym from here on out.
Gabe was the one who said that originally. He was like, "Doesn't he sound like Giorgiani?" I was like, "Oh, yeah." I was like, "Yeah, he does actually."
I actually never noticed it up to that point, but he does have a similar accent. Yeah,
Mountain people,
similar.
You know what I mean? Mountain people are an interesting cut. You know.
He's well, he moved out there, and you know, I won't give his entire backstory, but the guy is extremely well read, and he looks pretty heavily into Tolkien. The Armin does as well.
Well, then you saw me nerding out on Conan. It's the same thing. Tolkien and the Hyperborea Conan stuff is related. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I was nerding out on that earlier.
Yeah.
There he is, right there, isn't he? Isn't that Eros?
That is Eros. There you go. Jesus Christ.
Summon that motherfucker.
He's like Beetlejuice. You say his name 3 times, he just magically appears.
Dude, I can't believe
my God. There you go.
You don't even know how powerful we are. We accidentally summoned them. Aros. First of all, I'd like to speak on the Ronin experience. I hope we didn't conjure you at a bad time. Are you?
Okay.
We didn't mean to bother you by conjuring you in your name. You know what I'm saying? Are you cool?
He's like the philosophical familiar.
Giorani rings true. Oh.
Giorgiani, like that you know who that guy is. He's on like a bunch of podcasts all the time.
Yeah, Jason Giorgiani.
Jason Giorgiani.
Reza Giorgiani.
Eros.
What's interesting about the data center, and if you look at the historicity of Tolkien, with right, so to sort of be extremely brief with this, right, because this goes into the lore of Tolkien, and I know not, including myself, I'm not necessarily. Right? It goes into Silmarillion and all of this, and I myself, I'm not very well versed in all of this. Not nearly as much as maybe Eros and Armin, but if you look at Morgoth, so Morgoth was basically this Luciferic character, right? He was the most loved amongst all of the Valar, right? And the Valar were those created by Aru Eluvatar, or he who is alone the first cause, the prime cause. And he created this song which created the fundaments of the universe, right? And in manifestation cascaded from that. Now, there's a few videos me and Eros are doing right now in discussions regarding the historicity of this, and how what we see with Tolkien's work, or even any other work, really is similar to what Philip K. Dick stated regarding the nested realities. Eros calls it the functor, right? This is a mathematical idea where something parallels another thing, but there's so much there's a bit of variance or tweak in that which precedes it, that of course it has the same sort of essence underlying the thing, but the sort of aesthetic quality is different, right? So for example, the British civilization as opposed to the American civilization or the Canadian civilization or the Australian civilization, right? These things are derivative of British. The British itself is derivative of something even older, and then so on and so forth. It contains the same essence of the thing, but in each age, the thing changes, right? I've probably bastardized that. Eros can indeed correct me if I'm wrong there. But if you look at the data centers and the historicity of Tolkien, so basically Tolkien's work centers around the third age. So you go from the first age, the second age, the third age. There's a change in Arda, or the earth, in each age, right? And the second age, it's flat, I believe. The third age, it becomes a sphere. There's a change of the continent, so on and so forth, right? So ultimately, getting to Morgoth, Morgoth was the first. He was the fallen one, the first Dark Lord. He was his protege was Sauron. Now, Sauron made the ring, right? Gold, this gold ring, and imbued within it all of his evil, all of his sort of plasmate or plasma intelligence, right? His very entity, he poured into the ring. However, with Morgoth, it was different. He poured his essence to live forever, to be immortalized into Arda itself, into the earth itself. So this explains why in each age you see the poison just creeping up, constantly, recursively, sort of persisting, right? We can't get rid of it. We can see the beauty and the goodness here, but there's this poison that underlies it all. But interestingly,
where's it coming up from?
Sorry, jump in.
Where's the poison being pushed up from?
Well, basically the idea is that Morgoth imbued his spirit into the earth. This is the idea within Tolkien's work, right? So it's a sort of way to explain why evil exists.
I was zoned out for a second. I'm sorry about that.
It's good, dude. It's good. It's good. But yeah, so interestingly, the only thing that could not be affected by this sort of spirit, which was imbued into the earth by Morgoth, was water, and was that of silver, right? And there was a few other things as well, but primarily water. You see this in Tolkien's work. It's this pure thing, this goodness which banishes the evil.
It's liquid crystals. Water.
Liquid crystals, yeah.
And by the way, Dune is an incredibly similar story. Like lots of parallel stories. But yeah.
Well, what's interesting is look at what the data center affects.
It's funny.
Look at what the data center affects. It affects water. It affects the land.
Blood boiling again. You keep bringing up data centers, bro. Got to get me fired up.
Well, no pun intended with the blood boiling. It affects the water. It affects the water. So what you're seeing here is it's almost like they're terraforming the planet itself for something that is perhaps an ancient evil. It feels like that,
Silas, you're getting me fired up. These freaking, are trying to kill, enslave, kill everyone, and those that can't kill, enslave, poisoning, bugs. I mean, it's everything, Silas. Don't even get me started. And that is a reality. That is not a pretend goofy thing. Oh, no, that is not on your Black Mirror. That is in real IRL, folks. They're spraying you and killing you and everything. Just being on this laptop's killing me right now with this LED screen, but like, it doesn't help when you're going to spray. Silas, I'm sorry, but continue, but you're getting me fired up when you talk about the current active. We're not talking about history. We're not talking about scientific theory. We're talking about activities that are happening like as we speak, live. So anyway, sorry.
I was concluding my point. Did you want to jump in, Balderson?
No, I'm pretty. Yeah, no, but
I didn't catch up.
Well, Silas, you know, per usual, I hope I don't interrupt and divert your way of
No,
thinking.
no. Dude, you're totally fine. Don't worry. You have to interrupt me. Every place that I'm on, you have to interrupt me.
I'm having
because honestly, I
connection
will
issues
ramble.
too, by the way.
No, right, no problem, man. Yeah,
Maybe.
no, you have to interrupt me because I will literally ramble forever. Like a winding road, you know.
Maybe go audio only, Howard.
Well, there was something I was going to bring up really quickly, and that is, if you look at the idea of the functor, right? It's not a 1-to-1 ratio. It's a 1-to-2, right? So there's distinctions going on, but what's notable is that if you look at the way the third age of Middle Earth is set up and where Mordor is, right? What's interesting is it's sort of is I forget the place now, but it's this sort of tectonic this was it the Great Rift Valley or something like that. That lands almost exactly from that of southern Anatolia or modern day Turkey all the way down to the Levant. So what we would claim now to be the Holy Land is in fact most likely that of Mordor if you were to do this 1-to-2 comparison, right? And this is why perhaps you have the Dead Sea there. This is filled with bromide. Nothing lives there. It's this sulfurous environment. And then moreover as well, you have the same sort of mountainous terrain, right? Remember, if you follow Joseph P. Farrell's work, which Eros does as well, with the idea of the demons of the ARRR, right? The ARRR itself in Sumerian means the mountain house. And all of the gods derive and descend from the mountains, especially the lords of the earth, this sort of continual, recursive, or reiterative deity, right? For example, Yahweh was a lord of the earth. How do we know this? He was known as El Shaddai. That comes from the Amorite or the Proto-Hebrew, the West Semitic deity, who was known as Bel Shaddai. And Bel Shaddai literally means Lord of the Mountain. El Shaddai doesn't mean Almighty. I don't know where the hell they derive that from, but
You want to know what's interesting? Yeah. If you look at the word geodesy in the Greek, it's spelled almost Yahweh. Like it looks like the word Yahweh in English, but in the Greek. So with the Greek lettering, it looks like Yahweh.
Yeah. Well, the Greeks, it's interesting with... Jump in, man.
No, I'm just like, as he's saying it, it's just coming to me, and I'm just like, oh. But yeah, no, as I'm talking now, I'm gonna hop out, and thanks for an honor to be here, and I'm gonna head out. Am I up?
Breaking up a little bit, brother.
But we've caught the content of it, and we bid thee farewell.
You can find me on YouTube, Howard888, and just my Instagram, my Twitter, I guess, is in there. So yeah, love you guys.
Awesome, brother.
This was amazing.
Thanks for coming on.
Peace.
Pleasure,
yeah,
man.
Chris, Ronin, Silas, Chris, you guys are amazing.
Yeah, man. Welcome anytime. Obviously, Ronin actually went. He said he'd be right back, but I'm sure he's gonna say, "Come on anytime you want." Hopefully, he got that.
Yeah, hopefully he got that.
Yeah, and I sent a link in the chat for whoever wanted to join, and whoever was asking Eros if you want to join. I don't know if any of them saw it or got it. Ronin sent it too.
Eros has a really busy work schedule like myself, so
and I figured it was probably
yeah,
because I know you guys usually do shows earlier.
Yeah, well, it's whenever he's basically traveling from job to job. So
Mm.
unfortunately, we haven't been able to get as many discussions in as of late because it's difficult to do discussions while I'm on the construction site. So I haven't managed to find a hidey hole on this project. So it's difficult.
Oh, Ronin, yeah. Howard said he had a great time. He had to dip out. He was starting to break up too, but I told him I'm sure you'd welcome him back anytime he wanted to come on. Blah, 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 blah. And that it was good having him here.
Yeah,
so,
man. We have another. Oh, where the arrows? Okay, arrows. Hang on 1 second.
Oh, arrows. Arrows is
Howard,
here.
Appreciate you, man. Of course. That was so flipping awesome. Come back and let's yap about what this realm is about. You know what I mean? So absolutely, Howard. Pleasure, mate. Yo, shout out Flight of the Eros. Greetings, Eros. We're from Edinburgh.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, man.
How you doing, brother?
Oh shit, I can talk
Good.
American.
Good. Finally on with you guys. Finally, it's been a minute.
I know, Ben. I don't even know. Have we ever been on a show together? It's been a while. I know in the Discord I've talked to before, but Jesus, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I actually don't think we have. Yeah, I don't think we have. I've been listening on and off for quite some time now since I found. Actually, I think I found Silas through you, Chris. I think I stumbled across. Yeah, I think I stumbled across one of your videos. I don't know how, and then I think that led me to Silas, and then I got on Silas's server. So good to finally speak.
Yeah, same, brother. Same. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. It's about 9 p.m. here. I actually got to get the kids down in just maybe like 20 minutes, but I was just sitting around reading. Yeah, I was sitting around reading, and then the notification popped, and I was like, "Oh, I'll tune into this real quick," and so it's perfect timing.
Awesome. Do you know Ronin, or have you met? Or Ronin's been listening to a lot of you and Silas's chats, right?
Yeah, and I've been listening to some of your guys' stuff, but I never met you before either, Ronin. So pleasure to meet you, man.
Oh, nice. Yeah, man. Eros, welcome, dude. Yeah, welcome. I mean, obviously we play it fast and loose here. I mean, we're just trying to figure stuff out. We share things. I don't know if you were listening, but we were really deep into dreams and stuff. We went from Hyperborea to Token, and you got the highest Sauron in that universe as well. I mean, like, is there anything in your heart and spirit that you feel like you want to share and go, dude, this is some stuff I know is going on?
Well, I guess it was pretty synchronous because I hopped on just I think a bit before you guys started talking. You mentioned me and then started talking about Tolkien, so the timing was just amazing. So that was all good. So I thought I'd just drop in at least to say hi. As to what's going on in the universe, oh man, I don't know if we can pin that down, but maybe we can get close.
Yeah, that's what we do here, trying to figure it out.
So Silas was saying you guys have a video coming out soon. What was the next one you guys did?
Well, there's a discussion that I've still to upload on Majora's Mask and the connection there. That itself will sort of segue into the idea that we actually covered just in a sort of ad hoc fashion with a discussion on the functor, the idea of the functor. And I've started sort of delving into the archetype of the fool regarding that, again, this sort of inconsequential being which is outside of time and space, right? That is what the transnational capital elite or power embody, so that they can offload their entropy, so that they themselves aren't necessarily within the crosshairs of the consequences of their own actions, right? And of the civilizations and hosts that they create. And I've also been tweaking with this idea regarding, or not tweaking, or what's the word? sort of experimenting with this idea regarding, the third age map of Middle Earth as it relates to that of Earth itself, in our modern epoch. So, yeah, and of course as well, we could go into Tezcatlipoca and even the Aztecs, how they went insane, similar to our own civilization, with the idea of the scrying mirror. It's this more Gothian, or the spirit of the Lord of the Earth constantly just echoing itself throughout history, perhaps.
I'm wondering if John D got the idea for his from the Americas, seeing that he most likely knew about it before it was publicly announced, like the discovery of this place. And the Crown probably knew about this place well before it was publicly announced.
Oh yeah, well,
They were
from
like,
his,
let's move in, move the troops in. Now's the time. Go across to that spot that we know is there, and we, and
because it's very strange to have you have the people in Europe using scrying mirrors, and then people over here who are supposed to be very native like using scrying mirrors.
D actually took that from the Aztec priests, and
That's what I was suggesting, that he probably took it from them as opposed to the other way around. So okay, that makes sense.
What's interesting is with the idea of the British Empire. In fact, there's D has memoirs, and I read these, God, years back now. I'll see if I can find them. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so this is, I remember reading this quote and my jaw literally hit the floor. And I'll just read it quickly, and I think Eros wants to jump in. But on June the 2nd, so this is the angelic conversations with Kelly and Dee and all of this. On June the 2nd, Gabriel prophesies apocalypse and bloodshed. He delivered Dee and Kelly a parable of a barn. Dee and Kelly were to enter service in God's barn, within which grew corn, representing souls, which had long been unkempt. Dee and Kelly were to take up God's flails, and then it goes on. With their flails they were to thresh the corn, wherewith you shall beat the sheaves, that the corn which is scattered and the rest may be all one. This is the Kabbalistic idea of, bringing together and collecting the divine sparks before the end. They were not to begin the threshing, the harvest of the 144,000 souls to be saved at the outset of the apocalypse. Even the doings of the devil were a necessary part of God's plan. Oh, interesting. Because they allow for resistance by which faith may be tested and grow stronger. One who grew strong by resisting the devil could prove to the powers and spirits of heaven that he was worthy of eternal life. Demons were sent either to the wicked who openly consorted with them, or to the very elect who were tested by them. Dee and Kelly were therefore to continue resisting them in the hope that angels would testify their name before the heavens and the God of justice. This angel as well told them to wife share too, and to also engage in all manner of debauchery and decadence.
Doesn't seem like they resisted.
No, they didn't. Well, see, the thing is, they probably thought they were speaking to an angel of the Lord, because at that time, Puritanism was on the rise. So the Old Testament was something part of the Christian mind. If you read the Old Testament, in fact, when I tried to become a Christian, unfortunately, I had the misfortune of reading the Old Testament first. And I started reading this, and I'm like, "What the hell am I?"
Me too, bro. Me too. Dude, real fast, Silas.
Yeah.
And please, continue, but give me one moment. They told me to read the Bible, and I'm like, "Sweet, this is how you read a book. Page 1, chapter. Page 1, chapter 1, like every other book that I've ever seen or heard of." And they're like, bam, 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 and they go, have you read the New Testament yet? I'm like, I'm not there yet. I'm on like Leviticus or whatever. I'm on like Deuteronomy, whatever. Like I'll get to the New Testament. They're like, you should maybe think about skipping that and going straight to
Yeah.
the New Testament part, Matthew 1:1. And I'm
They
like, all
they
right.
press the big red button. You can see it in their mind. They're like, oh no, don't read that. Don't read, because
Yeah.
you start reading it and you're like, what? This is the holy creator God. It
And I was
just
just trying to
doesn't
be
make sense.
normal. I wasn't even trying to be difficult. I was just following my own little logic.
Yeah, you would think it's sort of, you read the thing in sequence, right? It's the old and the new. I mean, it's interesting as well. The old Testament, the Old Testaments that we have are actually newer than the New Testaments that we have. But I mean, there's sort of irony there. But
Heck yeah,
yeah,
these devices read your thoughts, dog. But anyway, continue.
I'll let Eros jump in. Do you have any thoughts to make on this, Eros?
Yeah, if I remember, I think in the museum over there in the UK, don't they essentially state that his scrying mirror that he actually got from Mesoamerica?
Yeah.
Or is that?
No, it is. You're right. I've seen that before. Yeah, they basically state it's from an Aztec priest. It was taken and sold, and yeah.
Yeah, and then you know how we were just recently talking about like the functor, and you can see this apply here. It can actually almost be kind of dangerous. You start seeing it and everything. But if we're talking about a stone by which one may communicate or even see into some other space, we're talking about a Palantiri, right? One of the 7 Palantirs, gifted to the Numenorians and then brought to Middle Earth after the fall of Numenor. So this is, essentially within the Tolkien Legendarium, this is Elvish tech, basically, right? And then Sauron uses this to interface, as I mentioned in one of our recent talks, like with Denethor, right? And the movies depict him as like this eye on a tower, but really, when you kind of get a little bit deeper into it, it appears that Sauron's ability to sort of manipulate things in Middle Earth during like the Lord of the Rings story, and his awareness of things happening in the earth, his searching of the earth, isn't so much a flaming eye on the tower, but he does have a corporeal form, and he uses the Palantiri that he has to search. And so it's actually through this looking stone. He essentially, Sauron is he of the smoking mirror, and he communicates both with Saruman and with Denethor, and he's also searching the land for, well, what he learns from Gollum, right, is the hobbits. So he's looking for a hobbit, and he sends out the 9, Nazgul, obviously, to assist in this process and to head towards this Shire. So a lot of
shout out hobbits, friends of the show.
Yeah. Friends of the show, yeah, absolutely. So a lot of his ability, sort of his, or at least semi-omniscience, appears to be because he does possess one of the Numenorean Palantir. And Silas, this is something I was going to bring up, since we're kind of just casually shooting the shit here about this stuff. Remember how you sent me that link to that author with the Spear Network? I forgot his name.
That was the one I sent Silas.
Oh yeah, it was Chris that actually sent me that.
It's on Jay Dyer's channel, but it's not Jay Dyer. Why the hell I say Jay Dyer? Reality Check. Reality Check by Jay Widener. It's on his channel, but he didn't write it. Someone else wrote it. He was interviewing the author of it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, it was excellent work. I looked up a few interviews with the guy and stuff while I was working, and to me, this he sort of instantly brought up in my mind as he's describing these objects. I'm sitting there and it's just ringing in the back of my head. These are like mass-produced Palantiri, right? These spheres, because that's exactly what.
Oh, the Sauron has got some.
Finished Tales.
I don't.
He's back. Wait, he's back.
He's back.
What's up?
Turbulent.
Yeah,
Well,
you
you
see,
can
you
cut out
see
for a
there,
second.
they're ringing in. It was ringing in my sort of mind that these were mass-produced Palantiri. Then you cut off.
Oh yes, sorry, yeah. So mass-produced Palantiri, because what they've essentially done is been able to take this tech, probably basically reverse engineer it, and then mass produce it. And then because the way the Palantiri work is that they're seeing stones, but you have to connect to the other Palantiri, so it has to be a network. That's what the Palantiri are, is a network for communication and observance, right? And if you were able to basically control these stones and take them from their stationary sort of ability in the third age, second and third age, and then you were able to get them to maneuver throughout the air, that's essentially what we're dealing with. Now, this just sounds like, okay, well, you're just seeing relations between things, and that's definitely there. But when we bring in the idea of the mathematical functor, that's when I think we can start to see a continuity, and not just of allegory, or not just a continuity of like the idea, but a physical continuity as it warps and changes through time. And that's how the functor works. And we'll have to do the video on this or something soon, Silas. But like although I did mention this in my interview with Dan on his channel, the Figrin, and to try to simplify it as much as I can, if we're talking, so a functor is a mathematical term with in mathematics of like set theory, and what it basically does is like two sets of information essentially function as almost like two different universes, and what allows the crossing right between these two is a function. And so a function like addition or subtraction, right? You're moving between sort of different states. But what the functor does is the functor translates particularly what's called a forgetful functor. It translates information, but it's preserving sort of like the essence of the information. It's dropping specific details away. So you can also think about this in like a topological sense, which is like geometry, where if you have
I was gonna say that it sounds like pantometria.
Yeah, because that's what basically is. It's topology, because in topology you have like shapes, right? And if you take like the classic example of a donut shape, and if you imagine the shape as like a clay, you can make that donut shape in the shape of a donut, but then you can also warp that clay into like the shape of a cup and make like a coffee mug.
Mm-hmm.
And what still remains between the two is that circular interface, right? That shape of the cup, that circular entry point, no matter what shape you give. So you can change the shape, you can drop information from the system or the set, you can add information, you can twist all things around, but as long as you keep that relation, that centralized relation that we're focusing on, the circular aperture, then you're preserving it, even though it changes, right, through time. So what we're really talking about is the preservation of like certain relations. So an example, me and Silas were talking about, I think it was this morning, I sent this message, but this is how your memory works. Your memory is like a topological function, because if you remember back to when you were a child, let's say you're at your grandma's house, and you remember coming in through the front door, and then there was the hallway with the pictures on the wall, then there was a staircase, and that led to the back door, then your grandpa's garden, right? You can remember the sort of sequence of that path through the house. You remember the individual items, right? You remember the staircase, the back door, the hallway. You remember how they relate to each other. And you also remember like what they mean to you. The back door leading to your grandpa's garden, and the solace you found in the garden, your grandma's kitchen where she made whatever, tacos or whatever it was, right? So what's preserved in your memory is the specific entities, the relations between those entities, and the meaning that produces. But what ends up dropping is if I were to tell you, give me in exact centimeters, right, the distance between the front door and the staircase, right? Give me the exact measurements, the exact colors, the exact position of everything. You would likely fail unless you were some kind of savant. So what ends up happening is through the passage of time.
Good on that test, by the way. I think I could do like decent on that test.
Yeah. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could. But the general point though is that what ends up being preserved are those like central topological items, and the details fall away, right? The actual specificity. Now, if we go to that house and break out an exact ruler, we can take those measurements. But if you're just recalling it, you lose that. So that's essentially, in my opinion, how myth works. Is that myth, taking Tolkien, it's taking actual reality, it's taking historical reality of events that have happened, but what happens is like specific details drop.
Errol, so you don't think I could recall exact measurements, perhaps, maybe, even if it's a small plant?
You possibly could, but in order to do that faithfully and to know that you've done it, you'd have to be omniscient, because you'd have to be aware of every possible memory and measurement, and you'd have to basically be able to scrub from your ability to make an error in terms of your memory, because then you wouldn't know if it's exactly right. Maybe you were right and we could test it, but you wouldn't be able to basically guarantee it, because it's in the past and our memory is finite and our memory is fallible. There's a chance that you've got it incorrect. We could probably pull some of it off, but that possibility of error remains, and that's what allows transfer. That's what allows change, because then it would just be like almost like Nietzsche's eternal return, at least in like the cosmological concept of it, where it's just everything would just sort of like repeat. It would be a faithful transfer of all the information, like a dictation. But that's not what's happening with myth. Is that with Tolkien, I think what's happening with other authors as well, is that the information is being warped. So what gets preserved are the entities, the relations, and the meaning, but the specific details change. So like in my discussion I had with Dan, was there an Aragorn? Well, there was an entity and a relation, and the meaning that all that's contained there. Was his name Aragorn? That we don't know. Right? What about the Palantiri? Were they called Palantiri? Right? Did they behave in exactly the way Tolkien says? Well, maybe not exactly, but what gets pulled from the past into the future is this resonance of the central topological substance of it, and it reappears again in the future. And the way this happens is through hyperstition, right? By taking things that would at least on their face seem fictional, but they are vessels to transmit that sort of like topological relations. And so then they are found again in the future. They reoccur again in like similar forms. So we can discover, let's say, like Palantiri tech, right, for observation. But
Eros, where does quote unquote gold come into play with all this?
Gold, like the element gold.
Yeah, they dig it out of the ground.
In relation to Tolkien, or
just what you were talking about? Like it seems like they're like jacking gold here in the IRL. And dude, guys, when I hear Tolkien, to me that's them just revealing reality. So I turn that into like literal, like that's what they're doing. So do they have some sort of usage of gold in an odd way, where they have to empty all the vaults and replace it with some bullshit?
Like, are you saying to help them create these memory palaces that they're able to
install stuff? You transfer your. Is that a thing? And is gold into it? And are the other entities dealing with gold and then effing with us, or ley lines type stuff?
What's interesting is something I was actually going to ask Eros interestingly, that you've brought up, Ronan, which is that within a lot of this this technology, these modern day palantiri, right? And absolutely, I agree with what you've stated there, Eros, regarding the functor. Is that interestingly, when you read Tolkien, one of the primary objects in the world that is tinged and infected by Morgoth's spirit is that of gold. In fact, this is why, of course, the gold of Sauron's ring, it's so sought after by man, and of course the Dwarf and elf alike. Even, of course, the hobbits themselves.
Shout out Regan simplified symbolism.
Oh yeah, Reagan's there. Yeah. So, is there a connection there? Why would they use gold? Is the utilization of gold in these various data centers and these technologies? Oh, I think he's had to drop. That's unfortunate. But yeah, you see that's probably another reason why they're utilizing gold in these technologies too.
There he is. Good.
Oh, they're right. Yeah. So, Eros, is there to go on a bit of a tangent here, is the usage of gold, right, and the spirit that's imbued in that, this sort of spirit of Morgoth, that's sort of hyper imbued in that, is there a connection here with the data centers and this sort of the palantiri, right?
Really interesting connection. Yeah, so if we're playing off of this idea of Tolkien as seer, where he's able to basically reach in through his talents and love of language, and language acting as a resonator to sort of touch or reach into this topological reality, this topological metaphor. I'm stealing that from Dr. Joseph Farrell, right? This topological metaphor of the medium, about how there's sort of like this general engine to the cosmos, and it's sort of a mythic generating engine. And so it's primarily through language that dream as well, but language is one way to connect. So Tolkien sort of has a natural antenna into this sort of flow of mythic reality. So if we're taking it from there, and he's able to, as a seer or almost a shaman, connect in, he's going to pull information from that stream. But that information, because one of the primary principles of information transfer in the universe is that the functor is going to take effect. It's going to cause a warping of the information, right? Like an illustration, and I'll get to the gold thing as I share this here in just a second. But one of the illustrations I used with Dan was like, if you look at like torsion physics, like with the Nazi bell and what have you, you have counter rotation. And if you take like a soda can, an empty soda can, and you twist that soda can and counter rotate both ends, as it collapses, the two ends will come and meet together, right? And it's done through like a twisting modification motion. And so it's sort of bringing that history to the present by a twisting, which is what the functor does. It drops information and pulls the topology up. So if we take that and we apply it to gold, right, like Tolkien's comments on gold, he does correctly stated, Silas, that Morgoth's spirit is dispersed into all of Arda and in different locations in Arda. So like, this, well, obviously you can play into this with like magnetic portals and things of this nature, but there's different locations in Arda where his spirit is more concentrated, and there's different elements in Arda where it's going to be more concentrated. It's most concentrated in gold. And so gold has sort of this dissonant, corrupting, entropic sort of I guess resonance to it, because that would be the resonance of Morgoth's spirit primarily. And we can jump this right to today, just as we're looking at like the sphere network, right? And we're connecting that to Palantiri. We can see gold being used. So I know I threw this link around a few times, maybe in the forum, but there's a lot of information on the tech with like gold-plated nanobots, right? Where I forgot where this was out of. I don't know if it was like Lawrence Livermore Labs or somewhere else, but there was a few white papers on how they had developed these nanobots to plug in basically to biological tissue, and they require that they be gold plated because you have to have like an electromagnetic transfer. And I believe as well, what was the name of the head Harvard guy? I remember right when COVID happened, he got arrested. Remember, and he was working at Wuhan. Charles Lieber, that was his name, Charles Lieber.
Oh yeah.
Charles Lieber, and he as well, because he was working on the nanowire antennas. And having read some of his papers, this was a few years ago, though, I believe as well they were using gold-plated nanowires to allow for this communication. Essentially, it's like light transfer that they're pulling off of cells and what have you to read out the cells, transferring the light, the photonic light basically into radio waves to be able to read out information from the cell. And that requires like this gold plating. So something with gold, I mean, we obviously see this with the Anunnaki stories and as well, but gold has some kind of resonant, right, frequency on an electromagnetic level that seems to affect people. And if we were to talk about, let's say, like,
they're jerks about it, dude. They're freaking jerks about it. Using that power, those attributes. Ugh.
Well, we see this even in The Hobbit, and one of Tolkien's like earlier works before he really gets more mature and down into his legendarium. But with Smaug and the gold that he sits on, the gold becomes essentially infected with what Tolkien calls dragon sickness, and it essentially causes like Thorin to become obsessed, right? So you see almost when you come in contact with this gold that has been affected in a certain way, or that Morgothian spirit has been amplified in the gold, and you come within proximity to it, it changes your psychology.
Oh, there's
right?
been tons of stories across the cosmos of people drowning because they didn't want to let go of like the treasure, that was bringing them down. It's like, dude, let go of the treasure. You float back up, you breathe, and you're fine. But it's like, no, I can't let go. And tons of people and stories of that, of people
it carries that thing across. That theme is carried across mythology. So there's a connection.
But that mythology, Silas, man, like Eros is saying, they be taking that gold. Oh, it's just myth. Yo, the gold is missing. Okay, if it's just a myth, then why is it missing? And replaced with some other stuff. What's really going on? So our myths, I take myths very serious. In my recollection or collection of connecting jigsaw puzzles of what this is all about. Myths like that I get it. Everything is gold, and then they take it where it's all gone, has gone, and where do they use it? What are they doing? They're spraying, they're surveilling, they're poisoning, they're cornering, they're compartmentalizing everyone, and separating and all that. And these are all their tactics. And what do you do?
Well, and just to illustrate my my point real quick on of this translation.
I'm sorry, Eros, if I interrupted.
No, you're good, man. You're good. Just on this like translation. So I have pretty decent doubts that Tolkien would understand that gold is an excellent conductor, right, of electricity, and has these abilities to transduce information. And
not the best.
Yeah,
I don't think it's the best. Is it?
I mean,
I don't think it is the best, actually.
Oh, I thought gold was the best conductor of energy, electricity, charge.
No, it's it's definitely not the best. But if we were talking, let's say, 10,000 years ago, what would you use to conduct electromagnetic, assuming that you did not have manufacturing at the level we have now with all the different substances or combinations of materials that we can combine.
Yeah, shut out silver, shut out copper, shut out gold. I love all three.
Right. So yeah, I mean, there's all these different...
silver would be actually the best. So there's something else they're using gold for.
Yeah. I wish I knew, getting into more detail. But yeah, the gold plated nanobots that they're using. Why are they using gold? I don't know.
Now maybe because gold might be more easily biologically accepted in the body, like a metal that the body might not reject.
Yeah, those are probably more like, inside conversations that we just probably wouldn't be privy to, right? On why exactly they'd be using those things. But the central point I'm making though is this transfer of information. And as Silas and I think we're talking the other day, you could see this again in Tolkien's unfinished fictional story, the Notion Club papers, where to cut a long story short, because that's a whole nother rabbit hole, but where in that story he basically predicts the Great Storm of 1987 in the UK. He calls for that storm hitting England in I think June or July of 1987, and it ends up actually occurring in October of 1987. So we can see, he's tapping into, through this sort of mythic storytelling, both future events, but also past events. But can you see the 1-2 ratio, like how it's off, that Silas was talking about, where he was off by a few months, and some of the details of the storm he's off on as well. If we look at the storm reports from 1987, they're very similar to what Tolkien wrote down in the Notion Club papers, but they're not exact. So we have some obscuration that's happening, sort of like both ways.
Constantly losing information in the myths.
Oh, Arrows.
Exactly.
I've been recently trying to predict the future, and I've been like a week or two off of predicting the future. The time is kind of off a little bit, slippage on that.
I've been trying to do that with lottery numbers as well, but bloody
I'll get it one of these days.
I'll get it one of these days too.
Bro, I swear, just throw me something, Silas, if you do hit it. Like just a little bit is cool. And I'll throw you something too. I do it too, but it's like
it'll be like
time. The cycles are very quite similar. Like the cycles literally, you want to go back to the Roaring 20s, I'll take you back to the Roaring 20s, 1920s, 1820s, 1720s, 1620s, all debaucherous, right? And so where we are in the cycle right now is like, yeah, man. Oh shit. Forgive me. I lost my train of thought there, folks. I apologize.
I actually have to head off in a minute. It's getting really. I say it's late early here, if you will, but there's
Chris,
something.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, we should definitely come back to this conversation about the collapsing of the myths and the missing information that happens, because
we'll be here all week.
I think what Ronin was almost trying to ask was, I'm not sure on if this is what you were getting at, but is there a mechanism that they're using to, like the social engineers that are using to not lose that information across time, and really it's just everyone else? And I kind of think that's what he was trying to get at with the gold.
I think that's probably why they seek this system of autopoiesis, or this self-regulating closed feedback loop. That's what they want. They want everything frozen in ice. But the problem is, I mean, you can't necessarily have that. This is the idea of even reaching the omega point, reaching this singularity.
Yeah.
It's impossible, because once you drift into that, you drift into non-being and non-existence anyway, because you can only have this resonance through the contrasting.
Well,
You have to make things distinct.
It brings us right back to that eighth sphere sort of astral realm, fake sort of reality that you need to be in for this to happen.
Nothing feels real, you know. So nothing has any order or any sense. See, with all of these, by the way, just before I go, there's another thing. I'm real big on the Elder Scrolls and its lore, right? That's sort of my bread and butter, I guess.
Oh, that's my shit too, bro.
Oh, nice. Well,
Elder Scrolls, yeah.
There's a thing that I think they've taken from Tolkien in this, which is called the warp in the West, and it's basically it's a temporal anomaly, similar to what Eros is discussing here, and it's a way for them to, because the Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall had so many endings, right? None of them would make sense otherwise, you know, sort of, and you don't want to disregard the player choice, right? So they actually canonized I think it was like all of the 7 major contradictory endings into a sort of simultaneity, and it became a sort of paradox, right? And it was known as the warp in the West, right? Oh, we don't know or a dragon break was another term, because you know, the Numidium, which is this colossal Dwemer technology, this automaton, this Talos, because it was established, and because the heart of Lorcan, which is basically the crux of the world itself, of this, the essence of this fallen deity, Lorcan, because that was shattered, then linear time was shattered as well, right? So you know, everything became fragmented. So basically, it's a way for them to explain simultaneous realities effectively. But the thing is as well, this also explains what we were discussing with the dream and the nested interdimensional nature of reality itself. There's something deep here, and all of these fictional writers, I think, are touching upon they're seeing into either different universes, or they're sort of coaxing out an eager infinity that's seeking to make itself alive, perhaps in this world or in any world. So I think something like that's going on. Perhaps it's not history, perhaps it's something else, a simultaneous reality, or perhaps it's both.
That reminds me that the William Silas book, Animate and Inanimate, needs to be revisited with the positive and negative sections of the universe, where he theorizes eventually, like, we're going to come in contact with entities that are all totally mechanical, whether it's just develops here or not, and they're just going to constantly need energy because they can't store any sort of energy themselves. So they basically just consume, and the cycle then switches back to a natural one where it's humans who can store energy, and we can actually follow the second law of thermodynamics, and then it breaks again, and it's back and forth.
Mines are not going to be a battery, yo. Frick that. If you're gonna try a battery, you're not gonna get much.
No, I'm certainly not a Duracell myself.
I'm not a Duracell.
I'm like one of those batteries you get at the dollar convenience stores, you know, that die in like 2 days. You'll get nothing from me.
Well, it's interesting that we talked about dreams earlier and Tenet. So there's one Nolan movie, and then the Silas thing with the reverse universe, that's something depicted that's Tenet. And the dream thing is Inception. So there's 2 Nolan movies right there where kind of connect to the entire conversation we had today.
Well, see that, right, just before I go as well, right, I'll have to say this and then I'll have to go, but Tenet, see the Satyr Tenet, Satyr Repo Tenet Opera Rotas is exactly what Eros is discussing here of the functor, which is that you have the Satyr Repo, but then it's flipped, I forget the term now, Bucephalodonus or something, where something is flipped, it's mirroring the line above, or it's mirroring that which is above. inferior to itself, right? The tenet is that which remains both vertically and horizontally. It's the supra-essential force that sort of combines all of these warps within all of the various universes. This also ties in with the world ages, right? Look at the World Tarot card. Well, firstly, the World Tarot card is the 21st card. That is the end, the true promise of the world, if you will, right? Which is that there shall always be new worlds. And all of the various 4 royal stars, or the sort of quarter turns of the world ages, each world age, of course, is a wiping away of the simulation, if you will, just to use that terminology. I'm not saying it's a digital simulation, but... And all of them, if you were to draw points between them, the convergence points point to the divine feminine womb. This is on the Rider-Waite tarot deck. The womb in Latin is matrix, or the breeding mother. If you look at the fool is that is that supra-essential force of the tenet, which is at the beginning, the 0 point, and at the end. So it's the 0 order state, meaning that it cannot be fettered with consequence. It's beyond that. In fact, it is the author of consequence. And
Joker.
It's the Joker.
Another Nolan.
Exactly. Well, we'll see the reason they chose the Joker, and this is something I was discussing with Eros, because, you know, I sort of ruminate on this archetype of the fool constantly, because it's really quite interesting and it's very powerful. The fool itself, or the jester, or the Lamat, the madman, they themselves do not get their heads cut off by the king, but they themselves have great liberty to take liberties and humiliating power. The reason they don't do it is because power doesn't see them as a rival. It sees them as an outside external force to the entanglement, to the fray of power. So therefore, the fool actually enjoys the crown without the burden of wearing it. And this is exactly what the transnational capital elite do. They are the fools. They are the madmen. They are the jesters who wear the crown. Well, they don't wear the crown. They enjoy the crown. They don't necessarily are burdened. They're not necessarily burdened by its weight. So this is why you see in all of these societies, for example, our own.
Silas,
yeah.
After we take over all them, I'll be the minister of coin.
Yes, we shall have our council meetings in the what is the tower of the hand. Yes. Yes. Yeah, man. Yeah. But the just to finish that point, and I'll jump off, guys. But the fool himself is that. So basically, what you see of the elite is that they take on the similitude of God, which is the fool. They take on that similitude of the inconsequential part of the entire thermodynamic exchange that we see in society, all of the hyperstitions, all of this, right? So it's they're offloading their entropy onto hosts, onto host empires, host civilizations, host societies, hell, even host producers, right? We produce by proxy, or pardon me, they produce by proxy through us, right? It is through us that we provide them what they desire, their own vision, their own dream. We make their dreams come alive. So yeah,
obviously
that's
they can't create, they copy, and they can only destroy and not build. Yo, we're the creators out here.
Yeah, well, that's the absolute irony of it as well, that they believe themselves to be God, but ultimately they can't create anything new.
Well, Silas, like I consider it a very practical power to identify them people, quote unquote people, and go, I'm not giving them any buffer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see, and that's all I can do. You know.
Well, with that, gentlemen, I'm going to have to go off and retire for the night.
Yeah, it
Well,
was
good
good.
morning.
It was good seeing you, Silas. It was good seeing you, Flight of Arrows. And Ronin, thank you for having all of us, brother. This was a very fun show. And Howard, it was good having you on here earlier too.
Yeah, Chris, do you think Eros and Silas think I did good? Do you think
I think they really think you did good.
all right, sweet.
Yeah, it was a great discussion, guys.
Yeah, I came in at the tail end, but thanks for having me on, guys, and we'll have to all do some more chats pretty soon.
Absolutely.
Legends.
Right, guys, I'm gonna sign off.
All right, guys, we'll talk soon.
Bye-bye.
Later. I'm gonna play a little rapidy rap song, and you don't have to stick around, but Silas, Eros, Howard was awesome. Chris, appreciate you, brother. And
You too, brother.
Other like interesting Ronin experience, you know what I'm saying?
Very good show. Very good show.
Very good show. A unique experience. All right, let's get out of here.
All right. Later, everyone.
Later.
We the collectors of the art, the thinkers, the doers, the knowers, the architectures of the art. Triple dark moon protectors of the hearts. Triple dark mega yachts, 444 megawatts. Firm biz, nature, Foxy, AZ, Don, Escobar, moving megatons, mega bucks. 444 megatrons, they call mega bus. Went from Sega bus and a mega bus as we embark upon a hero's journey. Opening scene in Carlito's way, laid out on a hero's gurney. Staring off afar into the canopy of stars, unto Atlanta, me on Mars. Mama, my third eye active, captive. Seventh heaven, open up the third eye atlas. On the third eye Thursdays, Voltron formed with bird's eye wordplay. Via the third eye persons in third grade. Revenge of the blur days, the Vic Mensa, mixed with the elixir Serpenta. Welcome to the center of a mentor. Ugh.
Got the gods excited as I'm strapped up in my captain's chair. Autopilot. Spacecraft, I don't have to stare. Caught arriving, pass through natural wear and crack the atmosphere. The daddy's here, 10 foil hatters that were gathered there, just clapped in chairs. Left the faculty at NASA scared. Donald Trump started acting weird. He just sat and stared. I hit up Billy Carson for a chat. We're galactic pairs. Grab the bear. Acid in a chalice full of dragon tears. Cone-headed, 12-foot giant.